Click that like button, girl. Girl, you know you want to click that like button.
Welcome to the room, truth on the mic. Healing the soul, we rise and ignite. Mind, body, spirit aligned in the flame. War room tribe, we roar in our name. Ladies and gentlemen, patriots and players, welcome to the one, the only, which right protects you. Game! Hosted by the fabulous, fearless, and unforgettable GLENDIA Turner! Alright everybody, gather round. We're learning rights with a funky sound. 15 questions, maybe more. Let's open up that right score. Just shout your answers out loud. Let's see how many rights you know. Game start. Okay, player. Let's play multiple choice.
Player from the Himalaya.
Let's see what you got. Question 1. Police want to search your phone without a warrant. Which right protects you? First Amendment, Fourth Amendment, or Seventh Amendment? Correct answer is the Fourth Amendment. It protects your privacy, including your phone and digital data. Question 2. You refuse to testify in court. Which right protects your silence? Sixth Amendment, Fifth Amendment, or 10th Amendment? Correct answer is the Fifth Amendment. You can't be forced to incriminate yourself. Silence is your right. Question 3. You want to publish a blog criticizing the mayor. Which right protects your voice? First Amendment, Third Amendment, or Eighth Amendment? Correct answer is the First Amendment. Freedom of speech and press lets you speak your mind. Question 4. Government takes your land and gives you no compensation. Which right protects your property? Fifth Amendment, Second Amendment, or Ninth Amendment? Correct answer is the Fifth Amendment. They must compensate you fairly. It's called eminent domain. Question 5. Police demand your phone passcode. Which right protects your time? Fifth Amendment, Eighth Amendment, or First Amendment? Correct answer is the Fifth Amendment. You don't have to reveal information that could incriminate you. Question 6. You want a jury in a civil lawsuit. Which right protects you? Seventh Amendment, Sixth Amendment, or First Amendment? Correct answer is the Seventh Amendment. Civil cases get civil juries. That's your right. Question 7. Your trial is delayed for 5 years. Which right protects your time? Eighth Amendment or Second Amendment? Correct answer is the Sixth Amendment. You deserve a speedy trial. Justice shouldn't drag. Question 8. Government tries to force soldiers to live in your house. Which right protects your couch? Third Amendment, Ninth Amendment, or First Amendment? Correct answer is the Third Amendment. No forced quartering. Your home is your home. Question 9. Government wants access to your cloud storage. Which right protects your digital life? Fourth Amendment, 10th Amendment, or Second Amendment? Correct answer is the Fourth Amendment. Your digital files are protected just like your physical ones. Question 10. You want autonomy over personal medical decisions. Which right protects your body? Ninth Amendment, Fifth Amendment, or Third Amendment? Correct answer is the Ninth Amendment. It protects rights not listed, including personal autonomy. You want to confront witnesses in court. Which right protects your face-to-face moment? Fifth Amendment, Sixth Amendment, First Amendment? Correct answer is the Sixth Amendment. You get to face your accusers. It's part of a fair trial. Question 12. You want the government to buy you a car. Which amendment protects that? None. Second Amendment or Seventh Amendment? Correct answer is none. Rights don't include free cars. Sorry. Question 13. You're punished harshly for a tiny offense. Which right protects you from cruelty? 8th Amendment, 1st Amendment, 3rd Amendment. Correct answer is the 8th Amendment. Punishment must be fair, not excessive or cruel. Question 14. Your smart speaker records conversations for authorities. Which right protects your privacy? 4th Amendment, 9th Amendment, 3rd Amendment. Correct answer is the 4th Amendment. Your home and your devices deserve privacy. Question 15. You want to gather peacefully with friends to protest. Which right protects your crowd? 1st Amendment, 5th Amendment, 10th Amendment. Correct answer is the 1st Amendment. Freedom of assembly lets your voice be heard. Thanks for playing along, and I hope you enjoyed playing along. I created the game. Which right protects you? To help teach our rights and to make it a fun learning experience. Which right protects you? Share it, play it, sing it. And remember, your rights only matter if you know them.
Oh.
So true.
It only matter if you know them. If you don't know, now you know. Oh, we're getting feedback on there. Sheepdog over here. So we got a U.S. Indoctrination Citizenship to test tonight. I hope everybody prepared. Should be real easy. I already took it today.
We want to call out a happy birthday to Drindle.
Oh,
Today's his birthday.
Go show it. It's your birthday. Oh, where are we at? There we are. Here we go. Is it?
My line is solar powered, heart of gold, Demia. A chaos agent, a wicked curveball, veggies giving me wigs. He thinks barbecue sauce is a food group. Our dogs know he hung the moon. Michael, the angel that fell to earth and got back up time and time again. Around the sun 60 times, depending on which calendar to
60 solar returns. What's it? So 40 is what? You know, they say 40. Lordy, look who's 40.
Yeah.
What's 50? Over the hill? What's 60? Anybody know? Denny? Pop quiz.
No.
60.
You don't know what 60? Just getting started?
No, I don't know.
You don't know what 60 is? Well, Bud knows. See, he just told us.
I don't know.
Oh, Bud told you the answer and you can't understand. Bud, you don't understand. What?
Play the whole thing?
Yeah, that was it.
Oh.
Was there a whole thing? Is there like more? It looked like it sounded like it got cut off.
Oh, I probably didn't. Why not have downloaded all the way?
Go ahead.
There was one underneath that.
Okay.
I tried to do it like you do, but.
Let me get the rest of it. Is this it?
Episode, we didn't think we could use happy birthday for, legal reasons. So we had a backup plan. Listen to this. Yay, yay, yay. It's your birthday. Hey, hey, hey. It's your day. It's not Monday. It's not Tuesday. It's not Wednesday. It's not Thursday. It's not Friday. It's not Saturday. It's not Thursday. It's your birthday. The day's up.
It's your birthday.
Oh, here it is.
Oh, here we go. We got the rest of the song. Let me play it.
Well, no, why it?
I'll do a little celebration.
Sorry about that. Cut off, I guess.
Suno? Did you make this?
No, Birdlove made that.
Okay. Let's see here. Share this one. Let's see if this one is. Yeah, okay, here we go. Sorry about that. It did cut off. Let me put this on. Add the stage. There we go. Suno.
My line is solar powered, heart of gold. hold them here. A chaos agent, a wicked curveball, veggies give him earwigs. He thinks barbecue sauce is a food group. Our dogs know he hung the moon. Michael, the angel that fell to earth and got back up time and time again. Around the sun 60 times, depending on which calendar. 2 fire horses running the race makes this world a beautiful place. My love, my lion is solar powered, heart of gold, tell me. A chaos agent, a wicked curveball, veggies give him earwigs. He thinks barbecue sauce is a food group. Our dogs know he hung the moon. Michael, the angel that fell to earth and got back up time and time again. Around the sun 60 times, depending on which calendar. 2 fire horses running the race makes this world a beautiful place.
I think it was on a loop.
It was awesome.
So he
I
thinks
liked it.
barbecue sauce is a
Frequency
food
was
group?
awesome.
He thinks barbecue sauce is a food group.
That was
That's like my
great.
mayonnaise. Mayonnaise and sour cream.
Yeah.
That's my dipping sauce.
Well, happy birthday. I hope you enjoy and have a great great rest of the evening.
Hey, you should be getting that that discount here pretty soon.
Oh, gee whiz.
Huh?
Happy birthday. Bad joke. Actually, I think it's 55 and up with age.
Oh, he's been having the senior citizen discount. Yeah, he's been having that discount, so ain't nothing new. Yeah. I hope y'all had a great day at the softball game. Bet that was fun. Right?
Yes. 6 years old playing baseball still. That's pretty good.
Yeah. You know he's got a lot of Ben Gay with him.
Need Z to play birthday song for Journal. Oh yeah, that would be cool.
And what?
Z to play birthday song for Journal.
Here to remind you
There's
that
Drindle.
when life isn't horrible.
There's Drindle. He sent this in just now. Here we go. And we've got Drindle.
Hey, I'm just here to remind you that when life isn't horrible, it's actually
This is before he combed his hair back for the softball
pretty
game.
good. So if you just don't think about how horrible it is and think about how good it is, then it gets better. Even though horrible stuff's still happening, there's still a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, there you go. That's our morning hype
Journal
from the
said,
garden.
"No Ben Gay here." Right?
Hold up. Joe Biden made you what? What'd he say? Remember, let me watch that today.
Oh, that was on the Good Liars.
Joe Biden made you gay?
I was
Yeah.
like, no.
No, don't you put that on there. Remember that?
Yeah.
Because it's Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no.
Why are you forcing your lifestyle over on me?
Who's forcing you to be gay?
Joe Biden and his crew.
Joe Biden's forcing you to be gay?
No, not forcing me. Make sure you get that right. I ain't gay and ain't got nothing to do with it, okay? Don't ask me.
No, but I thought you're saying he's forcing you. He's forcing you to be gay, or he's forcing you to be what's he
The
forcing?
whole party is forcing their lifestyle over on to us.
Nobody's forcing you to be gay. It's just so people can live the life how they want to live without
They
persecution.
are putting in schools that it's okay to be that way, and it's not. It's ungodly.
So in the Bible, in Leviticus,
Yeah.
it says, if a man lays with a man, he should be put to death. Also in Leviticus, it says, if you spill your seed, you need to give 2 turtle doves to a pastor or priest. Spill your seed meaning ejaculate. Have you given turtle doves to priests or pastors like it says in the Bible?
No.
You have.
No. He's gonna have to call Mike Tyson to get some of them doves.
No.
Damn. He acted like he just ruined his whole day right there. Lot going on in the world, right? Military is the only way. Is that what they say?
Yeah. Well,
Until the military comes down the road?
is the military's not doing too good right now, or at least maybe
No,
it's not.
no, it's not. Well, military's doing it, the service members are kicking ass, but but
Well,
I think
they're
this
low on supply, right? The Navy,
Hmm.
the U.S. Lincoln.
yeah, the Lincoln, we're gonna get into that.
Yeah. Morale's bad.
Yeah. So I think this is what people envision when they envision the military coming in to arrest Democrats. Trump told you to clear them voter rolls.
Yeah, we don't want that. We definitely don't
Come
want
on, man.
that.
As long as it's a blue state, right?
He just is getting rid of the flock cameras. He's
Oh.
had a new.
Now they can do that part.
Yeah, look at that shit. Oh, damn. Everybody wants the military until they walking up your doorstep, and then it's a
Right.
whole different ball game.
Yeah.
When they say load them up,
Yeah, you don't want that.
it's gonna be too late. Yep. So there it is. There it is. They got an escort and everything from law enforcement. That's awesome. Look at that Jack in the Box over there. Man, he could have stopped and got 2 tacos for 99 cents, but the economy's too high. Now they're 2 tacos for $10.
It's true. Oh my God.
So this is a police escort. Yep, there we go. I think that's what people envision, but I don't think it's really that. Do you?
I saw drones today at Walmart. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know Walmart's,
Walmart
A
is
lot-
martial law.
but a lot of the Walmarts are doing pilot drone deliveries.
Yeah,
Also,
for that.
strange, but
you
they
know,
can
for that.
only carry like something like 1 pound.
It's for that antisocial neighbor you have.
It just needs a bag of chips.
Yeah.
That's what they said. It carries like a bag of chips and something else. Like
carries
something small. That's all it can deliver.
Yeah, Walmart drones. Wink, wink. Martial law, tram law. You can't spell martial law or tram law without Walmart. I mean, think about it. It's the only thing that stays open, even if the whole damn town gets wiped out.
Yeah, it's true.
Is that they get power? The
only
power
thing
comes
that
from
has
the creator.
lights on and everything.
They got free energy and everything in there.
It takes your credit card.
You think they really pay that light bill?
No.
Come on, man. They get that 50% off discount.
Probably free.
Probably free, huh?
It's part of the military, isn't it?
Well, China.
China.
Yeah, everything in there is made in China.
No, I'm talking about the military. They can be converted. The Walmarts can be converted to military bases.
Well, yeah, you'll have Chinese military coming out from under them.
Oh my God.
Why do you think they got the cages at the end? You think that's just for flowers? That's the processing part. They take the flowers out and they bring you through any prison you go to, state prison, penitentiaries, jails. You go through the fences like that. You get processed in.
Oh shit.
Y'all didn't know that? Why do you think they got them in every city, every state, every
Yeah, they
town?
used to have it where it was open.
thought
You
that was
can
for your
go in and
convenience?
out, but now it's blocked off. You can
When
only
shit
go
hits the
in.
fan, that Walmart's going to turn into a processing center.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's what they had planned. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about
Man,
that.
that's old school conspiracy theory 20,
Yeah,
20 30
Walmart-
years ago.
Walmart backwards trim
I'm
law.
embarrassed. I'm embarrassed. I should have known that. But
That's OG stuff right there. That's like kindergarten, starting off when you first go down a rabbit hole. That's the first thing you learn.
I just, you know what? I just haven't been in that kind of thought.
You haven't went through a binge, like a
I
3-day
haven't
weekend binge on YouTube where you just go down fucking rabbit holes and you come
Oh.
out looking like, what the hell did this happen?
Yeah, I have.
Where am I at?
I just haven't been around Walmart in a while. Yeah, haven't had to think about
I
it.
haven't either. I drove past them, but I don't go in them no more. I support the mom and pop store down here, the grocery store. We still have one in town, surrounded by a bunch of corporate fast food joints. All of a sudden, we got the McDonald's in town, Taco Bell, KFC, Sonic, you name it. Everything just all of a sudden got moved into Splendor and the flock cameras. Everything. I mean, they must be broke here or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Broke
that's
as a
what
joke.
who was it that made that claim? It was some, I forget who it was. They showed the layout and everything. So they say it's never been confirmed, but that's what they say.
What hasn't been confirmed?
That Walmarts can be converted.
Look at it. It looks like a fucking prison.
I know.
You think?
I know.
Look at it.
Of course, if that's true,
It looks like my junior high
they
school.
wouldn't tell you, of course.
It looks just like. Of course, they wouldn't tell you, but you can go look it up. It's right there, written in the damn name of it. Look at it backwards, mirrored. It's mirrored. Wall. Why do they spell WAL? What the hell does that mean? That ain't even a word. But if you look at it, law in reverse, and you see Mart or tram in reverse, tram law, martial law.
Yeah.
In your face. They got to tell you. Well, and it's blue and white.
Yep, UN.
The UN. Man, y'all ain't ready for this. You ain't ready. Why do you think they do the vaccines at the Walmarts for? Come on, man. Isn't that, you know what I'm saying? All right, I'm done popping I'm done blowing lids off today. We're gonna get back. I blew my neighbor's lid off today, dude, when he was talking about Genesis, and he told me the certain books were pagan. I was gonna light him up, but he couldn't handle Gene's Genesis. But and what I told him about that, so I gotta like baby step it with them, because I hit them with too much, and they look at me like I'm crazy. They'd probably call the feds on me and shit.
See, it does admit that Walmart, Target, and Home Depot can be
Target. Imagine that.
And abandoned malls can be converted to military bases.
Told y'all. Mm-hmm. Why you think that shit's never closes?
But it doesn't claim it could be FEMA or anything like that. But it just military bases.
Why do you think it's so cheap there? Everything's so cheap. They want everybody. Why do you think? Look at the camera system. You ain't even gotta buy nothing in Walmart. But if you walk in there with those little credit cards with the chips in it, and your phone's got that chip in it, it notifies a third party. Look, people jumping off. Look. They can't handle it. Look.
Oh, they've got to stay and get through this.
No, they can't. They can't do it. You gotta. You're not ready for that.
That's right. It is 101. It is conspiracy theory 101. I just didn't realize about the chain, that area. It was for a purpose. It wasn't for freaking flowers. No.
You thought that was there for your convenience. Look, guys, they put them in every town. There's a Walmart every 5 miles in Texas.
Yeah,
along with
so they
Dollar
do
General.
have contracts with Walmart. The government does.
Why?
For Department of Defense, mostly.
Oh,
Mostly for supply contracts, food, logistics, retail goods. FEMA, Walmart often helps with disaster relief
y'all hear them?
distributions. Local law enforcement for security investigations and emergency response. They work with law enforcement.
Hey, why do you think they got flock cameras in the parking lot of Walmart?
I know. State emergency management, coordination during hurricanes, floods, etc. So they do have
Yes.
contracts with Walmart.
When shit hits the fan, the Walmart is always open and the power never goes out. Even when everything in the damn state goes out, Walmart will have lights.
Mm-hmm.
And it
Guaranteed.
was the Democrats. It was the Democrats that were standing up against the Walmarts.
But it's also a good thing because you have something you can depend on whenever the shit hits the fan.
But they would have to do a military base acquisition and like install all the military equipment in there. So I mean, it could be converted quickly. They said, if needed.
Quickly.
Yeah.
Quickly.
If needed.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But it's good though because whenever shit hits the fan, you know that Walmart's got lights and the food's going to stay cold and all that other stuff. So
yeah, that's true.
that's a good thing about it. So you got to look at the positive side of it, right?
Yes.
But don't get it twisted. All right, so tonight we got a little bit of action here. We're gonna start with you want to start with this? I got so much stuff to bring tonight. We might be at this thing for 3 hours, so go ahead and grab your drinks and your popcorn and feel free to take a restroom breaks and stuff like that.
No,
Get up, move around.
no popcorn. But I don't
No
want to
popcorn?
even ever hear that word again.
Hey man, did you know Trump just made a deal with Saudi Arabia today?
Yeah.
Nukes. He thinks he's gonna allow them to have nukes or some shit.
Yeah. I think we're gonna have
It's crazy.
a nuclear scare,
Nuclear scare
maybe.
event.
Or it might be real. Hell,
Man, I'm ready.
we
at this
don't
point.
know.
Hey, I'm ready, guys. If y'all were like trying to scare me, I'm like sitting here welcoming the shit at this point.
Just
Please.
get off the
Anything to
pot.
wake these people up, do it, please.
or
Just have at it.
just get this shit over with.
Have at
man.
it.
It's torture.
But the midterms, if you think the Republicans are going to win midterms, if they actually do elections, Trump just tanked that today. So that's over. Shit's over. All right. Just let you know.
Oh
It's
yeah,
going, everything's going blue.
Done on purpose.
Hey, if you're scared of Democrats, oh shit, you're facing shit purple Twinkies.
I think it's being done on purpose. And who knows? He might.
Because he wants to blame it on Democrats.
He might let him get in, and then he might say it's election fraud and do a national emergency. Who knows?
Think about it. If he calls them Democrats, right? And they all hate the Democrats and they don't want to take responsibility for anything, what would you do? And you know everything's crashing. Put the Democrats in there.
Yeah, like he did last time.
And then when the big beautiful bill kicks in, and then the people that don't read the bills and know what's coming.
He did the same thing with COVID.
Uh-huh.
And then he let
Biden do it.
which wasn't
He
Biden,
started it.
So everyone could get mad at Biden instead of him.
You're like, wait. Trump
yeah.
was in office, right?
Yeah.
Right. They just, Operation Warp Speed. Why is it always Operation in front of a CIA thing?
Because that's who does it.
Why is it always Operation Enduring Freedom, Operation Epic Fury, Operation this, Operation that, but they never declare war through Congress. They just call it an operation.
Right.
Man, and you go back and
So
look
they
at
don't have to
Operation
declare
Paperclip.
war.
Shit's crazy, man. Anyways, let's do this.
Anyone else wishing to speak? Does not have to be about the clock, not anything else.
Yeah, I'll tell you why we were misled by the law firm, because this is the worst law firm in New Jersey.
So name it.
The Raynone Mincello
Name it.
Laughlin Law Firm, this is the worst
Name it,
law
press,
firm.
please.
No, until the FBI releases the Epstein
Name it,
files
press.
unredacted, I will be redacting my address and my name from the
Name
record,
it.
because I don't trust government. I will not. You will not invade my privacy. I can't believe. If you ask this woman for her actual address, where she lived, her house number, don't you dare be intimidated by doing that. People do not have to share their private, sensitive information about where they live. Although he should all the way on the right. He should. I don't trust government.
Hold on, what's up with this guy? Let me look. I gotta pause and play. Gotta pause and play. Can't just play it all the way through.
I know.
Residents have alleged that the councilman, Carl Wright, does not actually live in town. Neither does Randy Swine from Florida. You know, AIPAC first, Israel first candidate, Republican that's fixing to get his ass handed to him.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
In midterms.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't trust these people.
So he don't even live in town, so he don't even serve these people. Yeah, look at his face. Oh shit. They told him the founders warned me about this, Dave.
He should. I don't trust government. I don't trust these people. This meeting is a joke to me. First off, I'm sweating. I'm dripping with sweat. I have no idea why there's not air conditioner in this room. No. You are being disrespectful. Do not cut me off. This is my time. And why do we only have 3 minutes? I watched these meetings. Didn't we have 5 minutes? Why did I come here and immediately get 2 minutes stolen from me? Why did you steal from all of us? Every person who spoke, you got 2 minutes stolen from you. Why couldn't we have a discussion with the public safety director in the beginning of the meeting? Why couldn't we have a conversation, a back and forth, also known as a conversation? Why? This is a shit show presentation. This is why government looks like it's a clown show. This is the worst law firm in New Jersey. All they do is misrepresent facts to people. They are liars. They are all crooks. I don't trust any of you people. I don't. And none of you should give your address to these people. None of you. Nobody should ever give your address to government. We cannot be willing. None of you. I don't trust anybody. Sensitive information. So you're not going to get my name. You're not going to get my address. And you don't have to like it. Look at Ben Franklin on the wall. You guys remember what that quote was that Ben Franklin said? I don't know it exactly off the top of my head, but if you
trade a little bit of safety and comfort, you deserve neither peace nor safety. Give up your rights.
You can't ever give it up.
I wrote it down for the public meeting. That's the only reason I have it. It is.
Ma'am, you may not speak.
Is she speaking for me?
This American motherfucker. I don't know where you're from. This ain't China.
Because he don't want to hear it.
This ain't China, fucker.
No, she may not speak for
Okay, so they don't want you to hear Benjamin Franklin's quote. They don't want you to hear his quote. They want to shut down conversation. They want to shut down community. You showed me, and then when I found a person who I was willing to let speak during a part of my public portion. No, how dare you? Do not cut me off. No, do not cut me off. You are out of order. Yielding. You are out of order, okay? I am not listening to you. You don't have to listen to me. All you have to do is...
Guys, this is how you do it. You run that shit, not them.
Nothing. I watched you people up here. You have been on the phone the entire goddamn time. The entire time. Why don't you just at least pretend like you care? They stole 2 minutes from every one of you. They stole 2 minutes from every single person because they don't give a shit. What's the quote?
Sir.
Those who would give up essential liberty to purchase a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. Benjamin Franklin. That's the Franklin I trust. I don't trust this Franklin. I don't trust the public.
So that's everybody that's in support of the flock surveillance cameras? You're not going to get it. Peace or safety. Liberty or safety.
Right.
You're not going to get it. Oh, it's going to get worse. Here we go. Here we go.
Temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. Benjamin Franklin. That's the Franklin I trust. I don't trust this Franklin. I don't trust the public safety director. Rumors we heard on the internet. All the things that we heard on the internet are just rumors. Right? You already gave up all your freedom. Right? We go through Easy Pass every day. We have our phones already tracking us. Right? Every time someone cuts down a flock camera, I celebrate it. I celebrate it. And you guys should too.
I do want to respond to an accusation, and it's happened a few times. I use my phone, and I'm going to say this again, I use my phone during all meetings, including council meetings, to make some personal notes for myself. If the person who made that acquisition really, truly, deeply cares about what happened during the course of this specific meeting, I'm happy to share my notes from this meeting. I do this for all meetings, and I will continue to do that. But do not for a second assume that I'm here spending my time listening to you, that I'm not paying attention. Thank you.
All right.
That's the hill he's dying on? That's all he's got to say?
Yeah, watch this. Watch this. He shows him. He's
Here we
so
go.
full of it.
So this is after the meeting.
Yeah.
Comes out.
Because he was the one that made the accusation, right? So he comes up to him. He wants to see those notes.
We want to see
that
the
he
notes.
said.
But don't worry.
He was paying attention.
He's a public servant, so therefore you can FOIA everything.
Yes.
This is the notes and flaw.
Oh shit! Let me see. I try to pause it to see. He shows it real fast.
Real fast and
Look,
takes
look,
away.
look. You can't even pause it and catch it.
You wrote on.
Oh shit! Look.
You're referencing the notes, is what you're saying.
That is no. Those were the notes that I made.
Let me ask you again.
This was
No, I'd like to do this.
my personal notes. My personal notes
That you made during the meeting.
during the meeting.
You made
Absolutely.
those notes during the meeting.
During the meeting.
May I see that again?
That's my personal.
May I? It's any communications, right? Anything you're writing down is all a matter of public
Personal
record.
meeting
When you
or
are
reference,
representing yourself
and
in your official capacity,
I'm not here to have
sir.
it.
Listen,
I'm just assuring
I
you.
understand that I have a feeling you don't understand what I'm saying. When you're representing yourself in your official capacity, right? You're a public
I
official.
get it. I
So
get it.
those notes that you just showed me for a second,
The
right?
references.
May I
that
see
were
them
made-
again?
The references.
Because I'm
that were
going to
made-
request the metadata with
fine.
the notes as well, because I do not believe you.
That's
I do
fine.
not believe you.
You can look.
Why won't you show me again?
This is something.
You just showed me
I
real
feel-
quick, and it looked like a whole bunch of stuff, and there's no way you write that down as those speakers were speaking. There's not a chance in the world.
If you don't believe me,
Why don't you just show me again? Why when I look, did you just take the phone? You showed me, and then when I looked, you pulled it away. It's public.
I want to commend the law enforcement there because they didn't intervene.
No, but in the past they did.
In the
But
past they would, but
they don't do it in,
you see the police officer, he just walked
to
right on
him
by.
anymore. And most people
I think
now,
they know.
yeah, they know better now. I think
they know.
some people still have issues, but I
Oh
think
yeah,
a
they're
lot
still
of them
arresting
are.
grandma.
A lot of them are still are not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
So there's been a change. So
Yeah,
the people can exercise their rights.
because they could have
have
went
to
over there and
do
said, "Sir, you need to leave."
No, they don't do it.
Well, this place,
And
Franklin,
the
isn't.
last ones I've seen
Not-
with the people going to the councils, I haven't seen the police do anything like before. Before they'd arrest them or handcuff them
They
or
must
make
have
them
got that
leave.
memo.
I think so.
They got the memo.
I think so. The people have a chance to go stand up and go to these
Right.
meetings.
Let these people handle their business as
Without
long as they
having to
don't harm
worry.
nobody.
That's right.
Leave them alone. Unless you want your pension to be gone,
Right. Exactly.
they'll take it from you. But this guy goes all over the country.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to make a video showing. No.
Thanks for coming, Mike.
Look, that's what you want, the respect of the community. So I would like to see this guy run for office.
I bet he's going to.
Let me see what his
And
channel
he
is.
goes to a lot of the. And
You
he's
got that other video of
funny,
that lady, she ran for office after she got up in their book
Yeah, I
behinds.
pinned it.
Okay. All right, so this is social justice water pipe. He goes all over the damn place confronting these Masons. City council members. All right, he even did a little song for them.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
Big surface that a person stands or sits on. This is a podium right here. This is what we call a lectern. It's a little baby play school lectern, but I guess it is better than nothing.
He's coming out and showing them, man. Look,
And he
you
makes
can do
it funny. He does. He's awesome.
So we'll just have to correct that. And I hate to have to do that, but this is the problem when ignorance is widespread like that. This is a lectern. So, yeah, so I don't give my name. I take the names of dirty, corrupt politicians. That's what I do. And sure, some of you may know me as Bong Holio, the 8-foot giant bong. Hopefully I don't have to come to this meeting as Bong Holio. But the big problem I have, is the disgusting government retaliation. People should be ashamed of yourselves for retaliating against people who speak out against things that you disagree with. And through the chair of the lawyer, you are a horrible lawyer. Horrible lawyer. Horrible. Absolutely horrible. This is one of the worst lawyers I had. I've been to meetings. I've been to hundreds of meetings. Hundreds all over the state. This is one of the worst lawyers you will ever see in your life. And what are they paying this guy? $350,000, $360,000? Come on, kick him to the curb. It's ridiculous. How dare you try to say that we can't address the community, the people who are always willing to listen? We have every right to stand and face our, but we don't have to face you. Look at my back if you want. That's how we're going to do that. So I'm just going to move this aside. I have a song to perform because I like to, bring a little bit of entertainment and a little bit of fun, into these public meetings that are normally a dull, boring space. Ass of the Jackson Committee, and it toots and it poops and it smells really shitty. There's a troll that takes a toll when she sits in that seat. A realtor, the executor of the Jackson elite. She's a troll. She's in a hole. In Jackson. There's no need for the presence of the Jackson police unless they shut down the meeting again and tell us all to leave. Public.
Look.
And they've been doing that. They've been shutting down some meetings.
Yeah, look at her face.
They'll say it's too packed.
Look at that face. That's like, oh shit, what the hell timeline am I on?
She's a troll. She's in a hole.
Mayor Jennifer Cunt.
In Jackson. There's no need for the presence of the Jackson police unless they shut down the
She's seeing her re-election bid go bye-bye.
meeting again and tell us all to leave.
Public comments are a right for us all when we meet.
We don't have to make you comfortable by the way that we speak. There's a troll that takes a toll in Jackson. People came out and they showed up to speak, but the front door apparently had too much of a squeak. It wasn't up to code with the fire department chief, but we all can smell smoke and we live with that grief. There's a troll that takes a toll in Jackson. Like a company with a product that kills folks with ease when they're wanting your money. There's a place they can reach. And there's seepage, and there's leakage. No one knows where it goes. Some drips on the ground and gets on our toes, then travels around town with no protection, seems to land in the hands of the careless infected. There's a troll that takes a toll in Jackson. Code enforcement's coming over when you're trying to sleep. Bunch of spoke out at a meeting. They're weaponizing the police. Back to meetings where the public couldn't speak. But they'll go deeper and darker, maybe 5 times a week. There's a troll, an asshole in Jackson.
She's like, oh, yeah.
That song's called Jennifer the Benefitter. Jennifer the Benefitter.
And there you go, right? Here's some more good news. Here we go again. Here's another one. Check out the progress of this. So this is from Jezebel Vibes. Y'all got to see this. This is what happened. And you want to talk about the community service part after I get done with this? Where we're talking about people in the community that have a history of helping the people running for office versus somebody that says they're going to help the people, then they get in there and they rug pull.
It was my my plan for it was just like a draft of my plan for what, because people after this, nobody's going to trust the government. No one's going to trust officials. So I came up with a little thing that might could work. Can y'all hear?
Oh,
y'all
yeah.
hear?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just by my phone.
I'll read it to you after this.
Yeah, we need to be more like that guy. A lot of the times people are we're talking over people's heads, and that guy was getting them engaged. It's really good.
Yeah, his technique is
empowerment
awesome.
is what they fear, not chaos.
Right.
Yeah, he doesn't bomb. He makes it fun. And they're being MK Ultra in reverse, which is really good.
You get reverse MK Ultra.
Yeah.
I have a platform the content that I make is directly related to and tied to the political climate that we're experiencing right now, I feel like something has to be done. And I want to find ways to actually make a positive impact. I have been calling my representative every day for the last couple of weeks. I have not received a call back or an email from my representative. And so you know what I did? I contacted the news, the local news, and I said, hey, I'm a constituent of Diana Harshbarger, and she's not answering my calls. Can you please pressure her to speak up? Will that work? I don't.
Y'all are supposed to be reading this along with them. That's the sound is you guys reading.
Oh, shit! I read all that for nothing.
Yeah, I thought you wanted them to read. Like, if you read it, then it might stick in the head.
All right. To whom it may concern, I'm reaching out as a concerned. I thought I was unmuted. I was almost done too. I'm reaching out as a concerned constituent of Tennessee's District 1 regarding my repeated unsuccessful attempts to get answers from Representative Diane Harshbarger's office on urgent national issues. I believe this lack of response is a matter of public concern, and I hope your newsroom will investigate and bring attention to it. For weeks, I have called Representative Harshbarger's office daily, asking where she stands on critical developments, including Donald Trump referring to himself as a king, quote, that's a quote, on the official White House social media accounts, a blatant challenge to democratic principles. Didn't we get rid of kings in 1776? Wasn't that the whole
Yeah, supposedly.
Revolutionary War? Okay. The Department of Justice sharing private and sensitive citizens' data with external groups while Trump purges federal agencies consolidating power. The newest executive order that further weakens checks and balances, concentrating authority in the executive branch. And Trump's undermining the judiciary and violating the separation of powers. So, despite my persistence, her office refuses to provide any answers. Staffers claim ignorance, which is no excuse, or outright dismiss these concerns. Representative Harshbarger has never returned a single call or issued any public statements addressing these matters. So, this is an example of how you can communicate, and you got to have that paper trail, right? So, this is unacceptable. Constituents have a right to know where their elected officials stand, especially when democracy itself is at risk. If she refuses to answer to the public, then the public deserves to know why. I urge your team to investigate why Representative Harshbarger, is refusing to engage with her voters and where she stands on these alarming national developments. If you would like to speak with me, I would be happy to share more details about my interactions with her office. Thank you for your time, and I hope to hear from you soon.
Can you please pressure her to speak up? Will that work? I don't know. But you know what? If it doesn't, then I'm going to escalate. You lied!
More respectfully ask you to walk this way, please.
You're going to kick me out for asking her to answer a question.
Yes. We have one more. Okay. Yeah.
We got one more question. No. Are you? No. I did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong. I asked the question.
No. Whoa. Here we go. Gotta get these badge numbers.
because I had sat through an hour and a half of being intimidated, lied to, gaslit, manipulated. All of us were angry. You can only take so much. Everybody has a threshold of how much they're willing to take, how much they're willing to stand there while someone lies in their face. If we don't fight back and preserve our democracy, we won't have much to enjoy.
I think I got a little bit of a smile a few minutes.
I really believe that if we want to make a positive impact, we have to do more than just show up one day on a street corner. Persistence is key. I am standing in front of my congresswoman's office, Diana Harshbarger. Let her know exactly how you feel about this big, ugly bill. Because 64% of people who are on Medicaid are working, and the rest fall under the exemptions, like taking care of a family member. Want her to be.
What she's talking about here is what most of MAGA is not ready for.
Yes, because a big, beautiful bill is going to cut that.
Yes, you're
It's going to cut it.
Cut it.
And that's
64 and under has to go get a job.
Because
if you get
the
Social
people
Security,
didn't read the bill. We went over that, but yeah.
Yeah, 64.
It's not good.
If you're under 65, you have to go get a job if you're collecting Social Security after January and coming up in January.
If your body's able.
If your body's able.
Yeah, you have
so
to
you're
work.
really literally going to have to prove you're like Greg Abbott.
You have to be disabled.
You're going to have to jump in a wheelchair like Greg Abbott.
And that takes like 2 years to do that. Going to all the doctors.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you might want to start now.
That's why it's that. I
And
guess
they're gonna
it's a
blame that-
lesson learned that we need to start reading these bills instead of cheering them on, and really pay attention to what they're doing and what they're putting inside these bills. I mean, they told us over and over how they squeeze stuff in the bills, and no one pays attention, and we still
She
don't.
cares about her. She cares that she's not even the representative of the place.
And she's young
And she's young.
and energetic, and
Yep.
she's tired of it. So instead of bitching about it, like she said, she went and ran.
Ugly bill, because 64% of people who are on Medicaid are working, and the rest fall under the.
It's all going back to the states, is what Trump said. They can't afford to pay all that shit. They got wars to fight. Damn it.
Well, they're out of money. They're out of money.
Dude, they got $1 trillion something to fight a war.
Yeah,
At a
but well,
moment's
they don't have enough supplies right now. So where's that money?
I don't know, but the troops, the sailors on the Lincoln are doing without as well.
They're eating barely anything.
Yeah.
I mean, they could take. Well, we'll show you in a
We'll
minute.
get into that Lincoln thing here in a minute, man. That's some horrible shit.
Yeah, and
That
and
pissed off the whole
and
military
it's
community.
not fake. It's on military.
It cost Trump the election, I tell you that. Well, not Trump, because he's not running, but that's why Mike Lindell and all those people, none of Trump's people that he endorses are winning anything because of what has taken place over the last 2 years. Now, if Trump would have went in there and did a whole other thing, everybody would have won.
Yeah.
Exemptions, like taking care of a family member. Want her to be. I want her to vote
You keep
no.
interrupting me, and this is not how
Because
these
you're lying to my
exchanges
face.
But if you want to actually get Diana's stance on things and share your concerns, it's got to be constructive.
Oh, you want me to be nice and sweet and respectful while Diana lies to our face and takes our health care and our food away from our children? That's what you want me to do? So somebody has washed it away. It could just be somebody who's mad, some MAGA voter that doesn't like it. But I'm willing to bet that it was the staff member that was parked over there waiting for me to leave.
Right? Are there any ordinances against it? I don't think so. Let's see. This is a really big
Oh, they're
problem.
conspiring. They're conspiring.
Mm-hmm.
This is conspiracy. Go Baldy right here. Look at Baldy, and then
It is, it's legal.
look like damn Nazis, don't they?
It's got a First Amendment right.
IDF.
Being ignored, being discarded, watching the congresswoman of the district that I live in actively work to harm everybody around me, all of these vulnerable people, so that she could fill her pocket. What do we want? When do we want it? You get into politics so that you can serve the people because you're a public servant. You get into politics so you can help people, so you can make sure people are well and have a good future and don't have to live in fear of the government.
The government should be living in fear of the people. What is she doing? Where is she at right now? We're not going away. And as you can see, this is just getting bigger. She's called the cops on us a couple times now. She called the cops when someone walked up there to knock on the door. That's not how this works.
She thinks that's her personal security.
Don't get the job if you don't want to listen to the people.
Oh,
We want a town hall, Diana. When are you going to give us a town hall? When are you going to actually talk to the people?
Oh.
When are you going to actually start representing us and stop being a traitor to the United States of America?
Oh.
Okay.
Look, now you can request. She takes a picture or video. You can request that.
Oh yeah,
Public
for
service.
you.
You can get all that. Look at her. She needs a drug test. I think she drinks wine every night.
Hello.
Look at her. Blank. Look at that. Look at her eyes. I like to look at their eyes. Look at that.
It's soulless.
Soulless. She don't give a damn about them people. She wants to make that. What kind of phone is that? Is that the latest iPhone? Damn, she can afford it, but her constituents can't.
Hello.
What I do is consider you a security risk.
Oh.
And they know who you are.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Department of Justice will soon find out.
Okay.
Oh, she's gonna stick to DOJ. Oh, look at her. She looks like she drinks every night.
Oh, goodness.
We're a security risk for standing out here and exercising our
There's nothing wrong with drinking every night. I'm just saying, if you're a public servant and you're acting like this, I'm a dog.
constitutional rights. Thank you, Diana. Thank you
Look,
so
she's got the cop opening the door for her. Holy shit.
much for the sound clip.
Damn, is that a...
Standing here peacefully, holding a sign, is a security risk. And the American people have been pushed aside and discarded in favor of political superiority and greed. Once I saw that clearly, I had a choice. I could keep holding power accountable from the outside, talking about it here and chalking my streets with protests, or I could step forward and take responsibility for the future that I keep asking others to fight for.
Christy Burke won with more than 75%.
Damn, she won.
Yeah, I
She
mean,
ran and won.
right.
She ran and won. She even beat the veteran over here.
And
he only
you
got
can
1,000.
do that too, right? I mean, yeah.
77%.
The people coming-
12,000 votes. She leads by 10,000. This dude over here is second place at 1,000. I guess he didn't go out and help the community do shit. But he's running on, I'm a veteran. Vote for me.
right, and they
That
all
shit
say
don't.
that. That
Give me a
doesn't
break.
matter.
Take that shit off.
doesn't
What'd you do for the community when the shit hit the fan during COVID?
Of the vote.
Now Burke says that her focus is on winning the November election and beating Republican incumbent Diana Harshbarger.
That's going to happen. Oh, and it's going to be glorious. Bye-bye, Harshberger. Hope it was worth it.
It's time for a debate. Show up for the people. The people that elected you to represent them deserve to hear from you. And so that's what I would tell her. It's time to show up for the people and to have a debate. And I'm ready anytime, any place.
Anytime, any place. Persist.
Right?
All right. What happened to Mike Lindell? Anybody know?
Okay, you have more than one poll a week ago. Okay, 7%, 9%, and 9% favored by me. If you look up here, you've got a 15% are.
Ain't that weird that there was no election interference in that other election we just witnessed? But Mike Lindell gets in there and all of a sudden everybody's cheating.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's tired of hearing that
Isn't
shit.
crazy?
They're tired of hearing that pillow man.
Yeah.
13% the other way. These numbers don't happen in elections.
Mike Lindell, what'd you do during COVID? Nothing.
They don't. You guys, these are the.
Are you concerned about the people's well-being, or are you just trying to get in
No.
there so Daddy can tell you what to do?
Power of numbers. Now, the day of vote.
I'm tired of hearing this shit. Blah, 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 blah. Bring the evidence or be quiet. Don't talk about it, be about it. All right? Is that what they say?
Yeah.
Tired of hearing it. Bring your evidence. Yep, so Mike Lindell lost that. I don't know who won. I think they didn't. What do we got next? Oh, next up is the Lincoln. Let's do the Lincoln, guys. This is important. Here is the executive. Here's the CO, commanding officer of the USS Lincoln, CVN 72, which usually does based out of San Diego, which usually does West Packs or East.
Yeah, she's the.
It's weird because they were in that area, right over by Iran, by the Straits. So it's really unusual for those aircraft carriers to be over there. They usually do odd number carriers. East Coast carriers usually do that part. Then the West Coast carriers do China, Japan, stuff like that. Here he is. I mean, here she is.
Right?
Some big ass hands.
I was wondering it too.
Did you see those hands?
Yeah, and that Sampuco eyes going on.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what's her name? It's right below that. What's her name?
Oh, I just got the picture. You're gonna have to.
No, it's right below that. It's
Oh, and the arm length too.
Yes. Yes.
So this is the first female commanding officer of an aircraft carrier. It's the one that's shitting all over our sailors and.
Yeah, she's the current commanding officer of the USS Abraham Lincoln, Captain Amy Bernschmidt. She's the first woman to command a U.S. Navy craft carrier, and she continues to lead the ship during its ongoing deployment, which has been marked by severe supply shortages and deteriorating living conditions. So, aboard the USS Abraham Lincoln, reports from multiple outlets, including Military Times, describes food shortages, hygiene supply depletion, broken plumbing, molding showers, and low morale among the more than 5,000 sailors aboard the carrier. The ship has spent 250 to 265 consecutive days out sea, with only 2 brief port visits. Oh, that's not good. Make it one of the longest uninterrupted deployments in modern naval history.
We didn't even do that when we were in Iraq.
Families and lawmakers have raised concerns about mental health issues and reported jump attempts. Though naval officers dispute some of the claims, the Navy is preparing to send the USS George Washington to relieve the Lincoln due to the strain of prolonged deployment.
Right. So here is all the articles. Let me remove this. There he is. See you later, dude. Here we go. All right, here's all the articles for you. Right here. In fiery meeting, military families confront acting Navy Secretary over conditions in the USS Lincoln. Family members of sailors and Marines challenged Navy leaders on Thursday night over their concerns about mental health, which is important, supply shortages, and water contamination aboard the aircraft carrier on a record deployment in the Iran. There we go. USS Abraham Lincoln sailors try to jump overboard amid extended deployment reports. Yeah, we do have suicides in the military. They don't tell y'all.
Yeah.
We had a Marine on base to hang himself in his shed after deployment. Yeah, they get home and they find out their wife was sleeping with the whole damn base. Reports emerge on mental health crisis on USS Abraham Lincoln. Here we go. Military Times. Multiple USS Abraham Lincoln sailors have tried to go overboard amid extended deployment. Some guys can't handle that shit, man. You don't know when you're pulled away from your family, you lose your girlfriend, your wife, your house, all kinds of shit starts falling apart and you can't do nothing about it. You literally have to push through while everyone else around you is going about their work day. Right? So different people can't handle certain things. And then when your chain of command, like Keck Seth is a Fox News analyst and that's who's in charge of you, you kind of like go, what the hell? These people don't give a shit about us. What's crazy is the trillions of dollars we have to give to the military, to the DOD, and these guys are short on supplies and support.
Man, they gave him the largest amount of funds ever.
They're supposed to be on a rotation to where they go out there for 6 months and then someone comes and relieves them, and that's how we maintain, a good rotation. But for some reason, they really rode this one hard.
Well, with the news coverage, the reports, and the men telling their families what's going on, and people reporting it, and the people backlash is making them send relief, right?
The strain of a long deployment at sea may be.
Is her mom? Is this the lady whose mom's missing?
Yeah.
She's on the news.
Wait, is that Virginia Guthrie?
Taking a toll on the
Yeah.
mental health.
What is she doing?
Of U.S. service members aboard an aircraft carrier in the Middle East, according to.
That's weird.
Did I say Virginia Guthrie? No,
Virginia Guthrie. No,
what's her name?
I don't know. Her mom's still missing though.
Savannah.
Savannah
Right.
Guthrie. Yeah.
I thought they got her mom back, then they lost her again, and they got her back. Like this is the third time or something I've seen.
Oh yeah,
lost back. It's nuts.
That's why they say it's Groundhog Day.
Groundhog Day.
Same stuff keeps.
We won the war. No, we didn't. We're bombing them.
We
won
opened the
war.
strait. No,
We're
it's
signing a peace
closed.
deal. Straight's closed. Straight's open. Straight's closed. Straight's open. Win the war. No, we win. Oh, it's already won.
It's crazy.
Their military is eliminated, but yet we still need to be there to do this, that, and the other.
Her
Shit
mom
is
just
crazy.
gets lost for a little while. Like she's out having a good time, and this
Her
one-
mom said, "Screw this shit. I'm out of here." Okay.
Right?
She called the captor, the kidnappers, and said, "Come get me."
Exactly.
Sailors and Marines have been on the USS Abraham Lincoln for a record 250 days. They're there.
Ooh, that's what I did right there. See, look at all that ordnance. GBU 38s. Look at them. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15.
They said they're short on that, right?
Bro,
Aren't they short on
this
that
is
too?
what I did in the military right here. Red shirt, all these bombs. Yeah. We pull them up to the flight deck. Flight deck loads them onto the aircraft. Aircraft that gets rid of them.
Supporting the war with Iran. Well, now.
Just because they got that picture there doesn't mean this is a photo op for sure, because they wouldn't be doing this like that. They wouldn't be lined up like that. That's a photo op. I just want to let y'all know.
And those two guys are 60 now.
Military papers report there have been multiple attempts by personnel to jump overboard. Worried families voiced their concerns to Navy leaders.
Well, I hope he had his damn life jacket on.
During a town hall meeting in San Diego last week, according to Stars and Stripes, the military paper. In response this morning, a Navy official tells NBC News that the carrier has not had an uptick in mental health issues and, quote, we have not observed an increase in suicidal ideations or attempts.
And they also said that the sailors could not email home and tell them anything negative about the commanding officer, or they'll be held accountable.
Right.
So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing tonight. Big hands. XO, first female commanding officer.
Why do they always have to say the first female?
I thought that was a liberal thing. The first black president, the first gay president, the first Muslim president, the first Jew president. Like, are we going to do the first of everything or what? Can we just get quality people in there?
Yeah,
I don't want to break records and be the first this or the first that anymore. I'm tired of that shit. All right, so here's all the articles I'm showing you. All right. Now check this shit out. But hey, Trump said don't worry about it. The Dow right now. Who cares? The Dow. Is here's Trump's response. Look at his hair. What the hell?
That's not.
That can't be Trump. He would be pissed.
That's
look at that. Look at his face. This Timu Trump.
Clone Trump.
Guys, look at his hair.
It's different.
There's no way in hell that this a billionaire would be looking like this. Who was his barber? Anybody know? Shouldn't he have the most famous barber on the planet? How come he never needs a haircut?
Right.
Because that's a wig, ain't it?
That's what they say. I don't know.
Is he part of
well,
the
if it's a mask or something, then
well, he never
it
needs
would be.
He never needs a haircut.
Exactly.
Crazy. I'll notice that.
Yet, this is Donald Trump right now.
Be there for it. Go ahead. Go ahead. Anybody?
What do you hope to accomplish?
I have a lot of things that are happening, a lot of good things. The economy is doing unbelievably from the standpoint of Wall Street. We just set another record, as you know.
I'm starting to think this Trump character is a little bit of an idiot. You know, the more I hear from this Trump guy, the more I'm beginning to realize this guy is such an absolute idiot. Not only that, but
all right, your opinion doesn't matter, just like mine. Let's check this out. So the point here is the Wall Street That's what he's focused on. Look at
Yeah, I know. I
Look at Wall
know.
Street.
He doesn't.
Look at it.
He's showing you. He
Look at
does not care.
Who
That's
cares if the troops ain't got shit to eat? Damn it! Look at Wall Street. Look at the Dow. The Dow. The Dow right now is over 50,000. I don't know why you're laughing. That's what we should be talking about. Isn't that what Pam Bondi said?
Yeah.
After hearing about the children missing. Isn't that crazy? How they deflect. Oh, here's Dan Crenshaw over here. Remember he said, remember this? America, when this is when Joe Biden was in office. America, our food prices are too high. What are you doing about inflation? Biden admin, just be vegan and stop complaining, you bunch of rubes. Now let's see what Dan Crenshaw
saying,
is.
just be vegan
Now let's see what Dan Crenshaw says today.
and don't complain anymore. Now,
burrito
Dan
is
Crenshaw
just for
posted
me.
Dan
last.
Crenshaw says, just hearing about this dumb $20 burrito debate.
I was gonna say that.
What the hell's the deal with the $20 burrito psyop?
With
Why is everybody
beans, it so you can stretch your meat.
You gotta. Oh Lord.
Yeah, everyone's saying burritos.
It's my neighbor right here, Dan Crenshaw. He lives right up the road. Just hearing about this dumb $20 burrito debate, so just thought I'd make the losers on social media angry before going to bed. Stop whining. Get a job. Eat ramen noodles like the rest of us did in college on a budget with 4 roommates.
Right.
The market doesn't care what you think. Something should cost. Only communists care what the price of things are.
Oh, okay.
Oh shit, we're all communists now. Damn it. How'd that happen?
Then everyone starves.
Ain't that
Remember?
weird how they flip flop?
Are you a communist?
Look.
Or
Only communists care. They set prices, remember? What? So now if you complain about any of this
you're
shit,
a communist.
you're a communist. So then everyone starves, remember? Are you a communist? Or are you an American adult male capable of handling his own shit?
Wow. Okay.
Danny. I couldn't find
See,
you.
they're out of touch with the
Danny.
people. They really are. And I guarantee you, he did not eat Roman noodles.
Danny, I was in your district.
College.
I was in his district whenever the hurricane hit. After the hurricane hit, right on in the 713, just before Trump's assassination attempt thing, and Butler, and he was nowhere to be found. I was asking all your constituents, Dan, where you were at, and they didn't know. They didn't know. I said, man, he's probably in D.C. All right, here is the food being served to sailors. I don't know. This is this is what we call mystery meat. This
like
is the cube steak. This is the hash brown mystery thing right here. You look,
tortilla.
There's a reason why we got Pistol Pete's hot sauce on the table. Is because this shit is nasty. You have to put hot sauce all over it, even in
It looks like prison food or something.
It is.
Mm.
It is.
Gross.
It is. You think they feed the same shit to your kids in schools?
I know. The school lunches look like that too, but you got a little more than that.
Well, I mean, food ain't always that. We have some of the best food. Oh, look, Fox News host. I mean, Secretary of Defense. Sorry, I forgot to watch the movie.
Extremely concerning. I am sharing this because these service members need someone to speak up for them. Because guess what? Pete Hegseth is not doing it. He was just asked about the USS Abraham Lincoln, and this is what he had to say about it.
Completely misrepresented. Listen, we make sure that every ship, every crew, every captain has everything we can provide them at every single moment. Some deployments are longer than others, and I have more respect and gratitude for those sailors than anybody.
When you button your shirt up, dude, what are you trying to, like, let your chest hairs hang out or something
I
here?
know, really.
Like, button your shirt up. You're missing a button there.
I don't want
You
to
just
see
put that shirt on? That don't even look like him, man. Does it look like?
No, it looks thinner
must be
and
that-
shorter, like all around, like a size
Yeah.
or two smaller.
Right.
Pete
Yeah, it looks a little different.
Shrunk head.
It's a little different there. So let's go over here. Where is it at? Let's see what Trump says about Trump says their deployment should have been extended. It should have lasted longer.
And guess what? Donald Trump just decided to respond to this today and entirely downplay it by saying it's not that big of a deal. First of all, Can I just point out what the hell is wrong with this guy's hair today? You can see in the beginning of this video, his hair is
Holy shit! Look at that. That's bedhead right there.
flopping in a bunch of different directions. But
That's why he had that umbrella when the wind was blowing.
digress. We have more important issues to talk about. Take a listen right here.
All right.
Okay, what else do I have to say?
Family members of U.S. service members are concerned about the conditions on board the USS GLENDIA.
Well, no, that ship is moving. No, they're not. That ship is moving right now, or very shortly, and it's being replaced with another very similar ship.
Have the deployment's gone on too long? Are you worried
No,
about
no,
mental
no.
health?
Not nearly long enough. Thank you, everybody.
Oh, you think the sailors want to hear that
Not
shit from the
nearly
commanding
long
officer?
enough.
Hey, those guys are not re-enlisting. I promise you that. You just lost 5,000 sailors. You're going to lose a lot of re-enlistment. It's going to sink, and probably on purpose. Probably on purpose here, right? So this Black Scout rifle.
Middle East.
So real quick, that was from Adam Mockler. He's a youth. He's in the youth, but he likes to. I think they're getting him
He's
ready.
on the left.
They're getting him ready for CNN type shit.
Yeah, he's trying to get like
He'll be on CNN here pretty soon.
corporate media, which is not good. He needs to stay
He
independent.
needs to stay where he's at.
Uh,
Just so you know, buddy.
And I didn't get that information from CNN. I didn't get it from.
That's
of more
funny.
than
He just said CNN. Oh, hold on. Here we go.
200 days. It'd be
3 months ago, I sat right here and told you there were serious problems developing aboard American ships operating in the Middle East. And I didn't get that information from CNN. I didn't get it from MSNBC. And I didn't get it from some blue-haired geopolitical expert sitting in Starbucks typing about naval warfare. A Marine's father contacted me. His kid was on one of the ships. Matter of fact, I had multiple parents contacting me after I mentioned the first one. But I'm just going to talk about this one incident. He sent me photographs. He sent me information about the food. He told me what was happening aboard that ship. I showed you. And immediately, I got fake news. I got Black Scout hates Trump. I got you're lying. I got MAGA, 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 MAGA. Basically, the GOP.
What? That's the reaction from the propaganda.
That's what they call you.
Hey, you little bot accounts running around doing this. You did the same thing when Hillary Clinton was running. You're just switching teams.
That's it.
You're the same assholes that kept running.
Or they're bots.
They kept doing the same thing for Hillary Clinton when she was running against Trump. If all you can say is MAGA, 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 when sailors are coming home in body bags,
right?
So if you get some hate out there, you know why, okay? Because shit ain't the same.
Photographs. He sent me information about the food. He told me what was happening aboard that ship. I showed you. And immediately, I got fake news. I got Black Scout hates Trump. I got your
Black Scout hates Trump. Why is that a thing? Does that mean that all the other people that see that goes, oh, okay, I better not listen to this? And
They're hoping that's the case.
they're hoping that works.
Because if you don't stand on anything, you're gonna sway.
Fall for everything.
You're gonna sway.
All right. So these are in his comment section. All right, keep going, Black Scout.
You're lying. I got MAGA, 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 MAGA. Basically,
MAGA. Remember that one time that lady was asked what was Trump's greatest accomplishment, and she said,
Fight,
and walked off.
She couldn't name one. That was on
the
Good Liars.
geopolitical equivalent of putting your fingers in your ears and screaming until reality goes away. Except reality didn't go away this time, because back in April, the Navy publicly pushed back on reports of food shortages aboard the Abraham Lincoln and USS Tripoli. The chief of naval operations officer called the reports false, and the Navy's top officer said sailors were meeting nutritional requirements. We even had Pete Hegseth go on and say the same thing. Okay. Fast forward to August. Now we got AP reports that the Navy itself acknowledges that the Iran conflict has created what is called a highly contested environment in which traditional supply hubs were disrupted by combat. This is exactly what I said 3 months ago. The father told me that they could not even get mail delivered in these sort of things. No care packages. They couldn't get food, couldn't get anything because the air was too hot. Now, according to the Navy's own statement, leadership had to prioritize supplies, first food, hygiene items, and mail. And that's not me saying, just me saying it, that's the Navy. So apparently somewhere between April and August, fake news developed the remarkable ability to interfere with military logistics. It's absolutely fascinating. We should weaponize it. Forget hypersonic missiles. Just launch misinformation at the enemy's milk supply. And what really pisses me off about this, I've spent time on Navy ships, man. And if you've never lived aboard one, it is very difficult to explain what that does to you mentally. Looking back 20 years later, you may say, oh man, it was fun times. They were some of the best times of my life. No, they weren't. They became good times 20 years later because your brain deleted half the freaking experience.
Yeah, pretty much. Every day kind of blends into the same, but I'd go out there and replace those guys any day right now if I could. All right. So here's what we're talking about real quick.
What's Trump's greatest accomplishment thus far?
Fight, fight, fight.
He put on a hat.
Okay, there we go. I just wanted to play that real quick. That's where we're at right here.
Thus far.
What's Trump's greatest accomplishment?
Fight, fight, fight.
They don't know.
Right.
They don't know. They actually didn't even think about it.
Experience. When you're actually there, it's a floating prison. And Marines generally aren't getting the Carnival Cruise package. You're sleeping in tiny racks stacked on top of each other. Your rifle is mounted right beside you. There's barely enough room to turn over. Somebody's snoring, somebody's farting, somebody hasn't showered.
Yep.
Something metallic is banging against the bulkhead at night. And you're laying there thinking, man, I voluntarily joined this organization. And that is just normal deployment shit. That's military life. We accept that. But now imagine doing that month after month after month after month with almost no break from the ship. Luckily, I got to get off the ship. The Lincoln deployed from San Diego in November. Okay. Now, this has now included a record-setting stretch at sea of more than 260 days. Okay. Now, earlier reporting documented the carrier breaking previous consecutive days at sea records. It's absolutely insane. But 260 days, man, you know how long that is? That's enough time for every MFer aboard that ship to know every irritating characteristic about every other MFer aboard that ship. The same passageways, the same spaces, the same people, the same routine, the same
we get
noise,
in fights on there.
the same smell.
We get into fights on there, man.
Is
People
this
get
a
agitated.
hostage? It sounds
What?
like a hostage situation now.
Right?
No, it's all apart. You want to join the military? What the hell you think it's going to be? A damn Boy Scout?
No, but I
Fucking-
wouldn't want to get claustrophobic on a freaking ship in the middle of
That's
the
why you're not in the military.
Right.
That's probably why you ain't been on a cruise either.
Oh, I would have been up there pulling on the guy's or that she on the shirt. When are we going home? When are we going home? When are we going home?
See, I got broke in because I used to work offshore. Oh yeah, well, they would probably put you ass in a freaking and shut the door.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you'd get real annoying.
Oh yeah.
Same ocean day after day. There's no going home after work. There's no driving around somewhere for dinner. There's no like, oh, I'm gonna get some McDonald's tonight. There's no, I'm gonna get away this weekend. You're at work. Your sleep is work.
Yep.
You eat at work. You
wake
take
up
shit
at
at work. Then you wake up at work and you do it again and again and again.
Alarming news involving American troops and the war in Iran. Tonight, disturbing reports of sailors on the USS Abraham Lincoln attempting to go overboard, what some military family members are now saying. Tonight, we've learned another carrier is now on the way to relieve the USS Lincoln. ABC's Martha Raddatz with late reporting tonight.
Tonight, growing concerns over conditions aboard the USS Abraham Lincoln after a staggering 250 days at sea, including more than 200.
I'm sure it's fake news. I'm sure it's fake news, but you know what? It's not, because
Fake news.
even Donald J. Trump today, just moments ago, confirmed it. And he said, you know what? The deployment ain't long enough. How many deployments have you done, Donald Trump? Have you ever even slept outside before, man? The furthest you've got into the wilderness is the golf course.
I have to say. Family members of U.S. service members are concerned about the conditions on board the USS Lincoln.
Well, no, that ship is moving. No, they're not. That ship is moving right now, or very shortly, and it's being replaced with another very similar ship.
Yeah, because people had to raise hell. That was just yesterday. I played that right after I heard the reports, right? And then they're already, as soon as this shit, the midterms coming up. Not that it's gonna matter, but doesn't look good. Not good, man. Not good. Not good.
No, not nearly long enough. Thank you, everybody.
I don't know how you feel about Trump. You may still be watching my, you're probably gone by now. but this is the thing. If the Jeffy Epi files did not turn you against because of the children, if it's not the gas price or the groceries, but this statement right here.
No, not nearly long enough.
You see how he said it too, like he's mad. Not nearly long enough. Brother, you didn't serve in the military. I don't even know if anybody in Trump's historical family has served in the military. The thing is that, you know, people would tell me during my years of support for Trump, is like, he has nothing in common with you. He's a silver spoon. He's never had a hard day in his life. He's never worked in his life. And, you know, I would defend him still. And now I see how dumb I was because of this bullshit right here. Shit like this. If you didn't hate this man after today.
I told you pissed off the whole military community, guys. Like, if I was a Republican running for midterms, I'd be pissed. Like, Trump, you're making it difficult. How are we going to win? all three branches again. You're making it hard, but I think on purpose. Like I said, they want to put the Democrats in there because of what's fixing to come, right? The big beautiful bill and all that shit. Want to blame it on Democrats, right?
You truly aren't a cult. You truly aren't a cult. Because most of the people I've seen commenting the same bullshit are people that never served in the military. They're saying the same thing. The same MAGA cult members are saying the same exact phrase. Oh, not long. Oh, you signed up for this. I've seen MAGA people that never served in the military saying for the troops that have died in this stupid conflict, that way you signed up for that. Good, we have people with balls to do that, and you're taking a shit on their grave.
Hey, but you remember when Biden was in there and they made a big deal about, and rightfully so, the 13 soldiers, Marines that were killed? I got the T-shirt over here, and I wear it once a week in remembrance, right, of those troops. MAGA was so just, oh, look at Trump, look at Biden, he killed all these Marines. Now they're silent. Crickets. It's weird, ain't it? It's not a good look, is it?
It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. The Kool-Aid is strong in this one, right? Let's talk about.
And it's orange.
They start removing things. Fresh food. What? Fresh food? Yeah, fresh food. Basic hygiene supplies. Reliable plumbing. We heard about this. Now it makes you kind of wonder, all those laundry room fires, were they really that, or was it Iran dropping drones on these ships? We're going to find out the truth in the future. Don't worry. There will be impeachment trials and so on. People will go to prison for the shit that has taken place in the past few months. Trust me, it'll happen. The lies and the propaganda we're told. The biggest amount of lies I've seen in the history. We had sailors aboard the ship saying that this was not a laundry room fire, but they quickly shut those people out. They're probably sitting in the brig somewhere right now. But they're also not getting mail calls. Okay, care packages from home. Okay, Reuters is reporting that Pentagon leadership says that there's shortage of basic supplies, water, contamination. This is Pentagon. Plumbing problems, deteriorating mental health. Now, sidestep, we look at this. Rights for accidents, families fume at Trump as ship doctor warns sailors may go insane. So we even have the medical personnel aboard saying that they're going insane. Deck safety concerns, major disruptions in the mail system. And apparently care packages from home haven't made it there. And people who've never been on deployment might think, okay, big deal. It's a package. No. When you've been trapped on a floating steel prison for months, that care package is freaking Christmas morning. Snacks,
Hell yeah.
hygiene.
Everything, mama, you know how grandma and them pack your stuff for the store or when you leave? That's what you get in the mail. All the things that the ship store doesn't have.
Something from your wife, something your kids drew, a piece of home. The things that make you realize what you signed up for. And could you imagine being out there with 260 freaking days and the Zen doesn't show up? The Copenhagen, brother, forget Iran. You got 5,000 nicotine-deprived sailors and Marines trapped on a nuclear-powered aircraft. That is an actual national security crisis. Pentagon briefing, Mr. President, we're down to 11 Zens, 11 cans. No, sir, 11 pouches. DEFCON freaking 1. But seriously, that stuff matters. Mail matters.
DEFCON 1, because they ain't got no damn distance.
Food matters. Hygiene matters. Contact with home matters. Those little pieces of normal life become gigantic when somebody's been living on a ship for almost a year. Now, look at these meals. Now, some of these are photos that I had from the father. And people, apparently this father also reached out to the news because these things wind up on the news too. But it's funny because the MAGA was saying fake news. Oh, is it fake news now? Is it fake news now? And the thing is, the other thing is that anytime you say anything, you question, I think they're lying. Oh, you're a liberal. Oh, really? Well, everything keeps coming true, dog. Everything keeps coming true.
And he voted for Trump 5 times, okay? Black Scalp voted for Trump 5 times.
Look at this. Look at these freaking photos. This looks like what county jail feeds after you got to fight with a deputy. A chunk of mystery meat. 4 noodles.
Hey, $1 trillion. Look, $1 trillion going to what? Not their food. We do get good food on the ship, don't get me wrong.
Eric's, mystery meat, depression. Look at this. And apparently, that's today's entire entree.
Oh, man, I'm having flashbacks.
Ugh. That's horrible.
Oh, now I know why
that wouldn't even fill me a kid up. Can you imagine a man, a grown man having to eat just that little bit?
Look at this. Look at these things right here. These little chicken fingers right there. Or these.
That looks like French fries.
This is like pulled pork with a burnt pizza.
Ugh.
That's today's entire entree. Tomorrow, guys, we're going to serve a photograph of a cheeseburger, right? Some of the messages from the family even gets worse. Some dude told his wife they haven't had milk in months. Why isn't there milk there? So the supply ship that comes here can't bring fruits and stuff because it can't stay fresh long enough with the time it gets here. Wow. Any idea who's supposed to come and relieve you guys in August? So we haven't had anything fresh but meat because it's freezed.
They're supposed to have supply ships on the way, constantly resupplying out to sea while they're there.
Sometimes it gets here rotten, repulsive. And then he says, hey, honey, I'm eating cereal right now. Wish there was milk, though. Haven't had milk in 3 months. So fresh supplies are not arriving. Fake news, probably. personal hygiene's being rationed, problems with toilets, people saying everybody's burned the hell out. We're getting that. Look at this text here. Yeah, families are just as frustrated as the people on the boat. This deployment is the worst one, and I pray no other boat goes through the same. Even people that have been deployed 100 times claim this one the worst and believe it can be worse than this. The Navy does not care. The mission will always come first. I was talking to some random dude at the smoke pit, and he was saying it's an experiment the government is doing to see how far they can push sailors' limits of being out to sea with the worst experience. I don't know anymore. I know my family needs me, and the Navy is not being fair right now, taking me away far longer than expected. Worst part, my expectations were already at home at all-time low. But it's per usual, the Navy beat those two by going lower than hell. So there's that. And so you have to imagine why these dudes are jumping overboard. But the thing is imagine how many probably have already got divorce letters, their wife already left them. Probably already, man.
Look, think
and
about
they
it.
care for the truth.
How long have they been out there? 260 days.
They want
It
to.
takes a woman 280 days to have a child.
Yeah, there we go.
Damn. You can get pregnant at
But
the
do you
first day of
hear
deployment
they
and
want
have a
to?
baby by the time you're even.
They wanted to test how long they could.
It's yeah, I was gonna say
That's crazy.
well, I think that's where
Like
this
your
lady.
test your endurance.
I mean, here we go.
That's horrible.
Here we go. Look at that thing.
We're on
She's
this.
on Adderall or something.
Yeah.
She take to me Adderall. Some pocket highs, like you said.
Oops. That's why you got 22 a day. 22 a day.
22 suicides a day in America.
Oh, that's bad.
Don't care though. Be playing golf tomorrow.
Yeah, he'll be
And then
playing golf.
listen to Pete Hegseth.
Misrepresented. Listen, we make sure at
It's completely misrepresented.
every ship, every crew, every captain has everything we can provide them at every single moment. Some deployments are longer than others, and I have more respect and gratitude for those sailors than anybody. What they do in those high seas and those austere conditions with less port calls, it's incredible. And Americans don't understand what it's like to do that. So as someone who's not been on a ship like that, but been on long deployments, I feel it. I want them home as soon as everybody else do. I want folks rotated as quickly as possible. I want the best for them. My commanders know that. Our service secretaries know that. The president expects that. And so to that crew, to all those crews, we're going to do everything we can for you. And we are so grateful for their dedication of that crew and others. They've held the line for the country.
Well, if you're thankful, how about take care of them? How about take care of them? We're way beyond the anonymous Facebook posts now, guys. This junk is all over AP, Reuters, Wall Street Journal, Stars and Stripes are reporting on it, man. And they're demanding answers right now from the Pentagon. And we get to the part, again, that isn't funny, mental health. The sailor went overboard in early August. The Navy says that person was quickly recovered, treated on board Lincoln, and transferred to additional care, right? And so obviously he tried to take himself out. And there's been multiple incidents as of now where sailors have tried to go overboard. One even tried to stop another one. Look at this here. This is the wife, Annabelle Loma. Says her husband was repeatedly overextended before it reportedly tried to jump for the carrier. Now he's apparently worried that after 13 years of service, being nearly broken by his deployment could destroy his career. Think about that. Imagine that point.
Yeah, you get a medical discharge. You're 13 years. You're over the halfway mark. You only got 8 more years to retire.
And your concern afterward isn't even, am I okay? Is the Navy gonna freaking punish me for breaking? It's heartbreaking, right? The other thing is that there's been reports of actual knife fighting on ships as well. I'm sure that's fake news also, just like claim over the past 4 hours, multiple media have reported several claims related to USS Lincoln deployment. That reportedly 7 sailors died in a brawl aboard the aircraft carrier, suggested a spike and, taking their own lives. But I'm sure it's fake news, but you saw that they disproved that. That was CENTCOM. So they're running a whitewashing operation to try to cover all this stuff up, right? When sailors' families are screaming, when military publications are reporting it, and when a sailor actually goes overboard and has to be recovered, you don't respond with that freaking branding. You investigate it. Again, we got Pete Hegseth, completely misrepresented. Really? Which part? The deployment length? It's documented. The supply system being disrupted, the Navy admitted it. The mail problems, the Navy admitted those two. Sailor going overboard, Navy official confirmed it. The carrier being replaced, yeah, that's happening. The concerns from the families, they're public. So what exactly is being completely misrepresented? Because this is the problem I've got with Pete Hegseth. Hegseth came from television, and television teaches you something very useful politically. When a story hurts you, attack the story, call it fake, call it propaganda, call the reporter bias, change the subject. And that might work on cable television. It doesn't unclog a toilet on an aircraft carrier. It doesn't put milk on their in their mess halls. It doesn't deliver somebody's care package. And it sure as hell doesn't fix a sailor who's merely coming apart 8 months into deployment. You can call it fake news till your face turns blue. It's still backed up in the headlines, right? And before we have some people say you're attacking the military, no, I'm not. I'm actually defending the freaking military. There's a difference between supporting the institution and supporting the human beings wearing the uniform. That's the difference.
Things like moldy showers and food shortages, sailors running out of toothpaste, deodorant and soap too. as well as water contamination and mail disruptions. It left care packages undelivered.
All right, if the showers are moldy, that means these guys aren't doing their cleaning their spaces. We do this every day, every morning. Clean showers, the heads, what's it called, the heads? The showers are in the restrooms.
Maybe they're out of cleaning
Oh
supplies.
yeah.
They
Could
said
be.
they're low on supplies.
I'm just saying, we clean our shit every day.
But if they don't have the supplies to
They're running
clean
out
it,
of a lot
then
of
yeah.
stuff.
I mean,
Oh.
you're in that tight
Hey, think about it.
confinement. It would mold. Yeah.
Think about it. You're taking a shower behind hundreds of other people in the same shower. And people do some weird shit in them showers.
The government isn't the troops. Politicians aren't the troops. The Pentagon isn't the troops. And Pete Hegseth ain't the troops. Those 20-year-old kids living inside that steel box, those are the troops. Supporting the troops means feeding them. Supporting the troops means giving them functioning sanitation. Supporting the troops means getting mail from their children. Supporting the troops means rotating them when human beings have reached their limits. Supporting the troops means listening when they tell you something is effed up. And the problem is too many of the commanders on these ships are too afraid to say something because we've seen a pattern of them getting removed. And their whole career is destroyed. These commanders want to take care of their troops, but they're in fear of their own career and their families, their retirement, their legacy. 30 years in the military gone because they wanted to take care of the troops, right? Being patriotic does not mean posting an American flag emoji underneath every Pentagon press release and calling anybody who asks a question a traitor. That's just not how it works. And there's another part of the story that you need to understand is that the Pentagon has experienced extraordinary turnover in senior military leadership under Pete Hegseth. During the Iran War, Hegseth abruptly forced out Army Chief of Staff, General Randy George, out of his position with 2 other Army generals, right? More than a dozen senior generals and admirals had been fired, removed, or retired early during Hegseth's tenure, right? Now, unlike the internet, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that, oh yeah, they just retired. You're fighting a major regional war. You're burning through munitions. You're extending ships, you're straining logistics, you're rotating senior leadership. And when the rank and file start saying, hey, this is breaking down, your instinct cannot continually be fake news.
Hey, sure. Yeah, the suicide is a big, big deal. It's a big deal. We'll get a lot of training in the military to try to spot it.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Linda. That's terrible.
I don't know.
I'm sorry.
I'm not seeing the comments. It's all blocked out.
It's on YouTube.
What was it?
Oh no, it's on Rumble.
Keep playing. Here we go.
These guys with this experience that got removed, early retirement, or fired, they probably said, you know what, man, the Iran war, sir, isn't a good idea. Okay? It's not a good idea. Now we're sending the USS George Washington toward the Middle East to replace the Lincoln, right? Now, apparently this rotation was planned, they say. But the thing is the Washington is a Pacific-based carrier, okay? It's moved toward the Middle East to lead the Pacific waters without U.S. aircraft carrier presence for an unknown period. So while we're grinding sailors into powder fighting Iran, China gets to watch us move another major asset out of their neighborhood. There's a major conversation I hear no one talking about. Wars are not fought through true social. They're fought with finite resources, finite missiles, finite aircraft, finite ships, and most importantly, finite human beings. You don't get infinite sorties from finite people, right? And this is why the entire thing infuriates me, because Americans are constantly told support the troops. Okay, then freaking support them. Don't use them for political decorations. Don't put them behind you at a press conference. Don't make a recruiting commercial. Don't talk about warrior ethos. Take care of them. Nobody joining the United States military expects the Ritz-Carlton. I sure as hell didn't. We knew there were going to be shitty living conditions. We knew we were going to miss birthdays and holidays. We knew we were going to be eating bad chow sometimes. We know war isn't supposed to be comfortable. But there's a big difference between hardship required by the mission and leadership refusing to acknowledge when the human beings carrying out that mission are reaching their limit. And when the families start talking, listen. And when the sailors start talking, listen, right? And when the Marine's father sends somebody on YouTube photographs and says something is wrong out there, maybe don't automatically scream fake news because you don't like the political implications. Because sometimes 3 months later, the truth shows up anyway. And that's exactly what happened here. And for the people who attacked me 3 months ago covering this, don't apologize to me. I don't give a shit. Apologize to the Marines and sailors you called liars because acknowledging their reality was politically inconvenient. That's the part that should bother everybody because the uniform doesn't belong to Trump. It doesn't belong to Biden. It doesn't belong to Pete Hegseth. It belongs to the American people. And the men and women wearing it deserve better than being turned into collateral damage for somebody else's narrative. And you shouldn't have to choose between telling the truth about what you're experiencing and being accused of betraying your command or your country. You raise your right hand. The country has an obligation to keep this into that deal too. And apparently in 2026, that has become some type of controversial freaking statement. Am I right? I'd love to know your guys' thoughts on this because it's absolutely despicable to me. Really, it is. This admin talks about the troops and this and that, and then You come out here upset because they've been on freaking record-breaking deployment, stuck on a ship. Maybe go sit on a ship for a weekend. Let's see how you do, buddy. Let's see. Anyway, before I wrap up, guys, I'm going to do a special promotion for the weekend.
So they're not, people aren't listening to the soldiers. They're listening to sailors, soldiers, whatever, military. They're listening to the talking head, right? And yeah, the media has twisted things, but this is actually coming from military times, personal experiences being sent to families, right? And they're speaking their voice. So what is it till we start seeing all this for what it is? I mean, the Epstein files didn't do it, right? Now our soldiers are being treated like crap. Sailors. So what else is this going to take? We got surveillance everywhere, right? We're having them go totally against the Constitution.
This is for our safety.
It's got to be their money. It's got to be their money.
I think that's coming because nothing is making these people
Say, hey.
say, wait, this is the line in the sand.
Oh.
You know, that should have been done that should have been done during COVID. But I mean, at this point, it's ridiculous. It really is.
Oh, wait till they find out that Trump's making deals with Muslims.
Yep.
But they don't even know clear. You notice that? I think that's just propaganda you see on Facebook. Oh, and I'm also tracing back the propaganda. We're going to find out where it's stemming from, because you're propagandizing my grandpa and my grandma on there. You're lying to them because they don't even look up what you're sharing.
No, they
just share it. And then I have to go in there and be like, well, this, and this.
Yep.
They're talking about everybody's going to be arrested if they don't clear their voter rolls. You think that's our biggest issue right now?
And then the problem is when you go to tell your grandfather the truth, he doesn't fully believe you.
Get a blank stare, like that deer in the headlights look. Like even my mom.
Because it's not on the news.
Because it's not on the news.
Right. That's how it is with my mom. That she just looks at me. She's
Blank
like,
stare.
honey, she's like, honey, I know you don't lie, but she's like, I don't see it. I don't see it.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard.
Yeah, that's what makes me mad.
Oh, it pisses me right the fuck off. Because if that's if my grandmother was still alive and this shit was going on, there would be a lot more problems. I'm a little bit more calm because I'm here by myself. But if they were doing that to my grandmother right now, there'd be, I don't know.
Right. I mean, it's but at least the news is kind of reporting on that, on some of these things. But they should have done these years ago, right? Because that's not talked about a lot is the suicide conditions, these deployments, what these soldiers go through, come home with all these issues. You know, they don't talk about all that. You hear that from individuals usually. And we wonder why we have so many issues here.
Guys, if you're scared of Democrats, you better be pissed off right now because your red state's fixing to turn blue.
Unfortunately, because the way they're doing it is like they don't give a shit.
Never in history have you ever seen your state turn blue. It will now. Watch. I'm telling you, it's going to be a blue wave. Texas is going to go blue, Florida, you name it. And Texas is going to be the first time we're going to have
then they'll claim cheating.
Democrat governor in 30-something years. We've always had a Republican living, but we're looking like we're going blue.
Announced that they are greenlighting a civilian nuclear program.
Not that it matters, blue or red. It's still, they're both the same.
It's the
the same bird. I'm just telling you, if you're scared of Democrats in a blue state, you better get to buckle up, Buttercup.
For Saudi Arabia in the middle of a war against Iran, where we are targeting their nuclear program.
What?
Now, of course, the argument from
Hold on.
The Trump administration has just announced that they are greenlighting a civilian nuclear program. For Saudi Arabia in the middle of a war against Iran, where we are targeting their nuclear program.
Now, of course, the argument from the Israel firsters, well, actually not the Israel firsters, Israel's furious, and we're going to get to that in just a minute. But the argument from
Oh,
those
Israel's pissed off.
who want to provide cover for Saudi Arabia having a nuclear program, which in the future could lead to nuclear enrichment, by the way, is that, well, Saudi Arabia is our ally. So yeah, I mean, Iran isn't our ally. So they can't have civilian nuclear programs, but Saudi Arabia can. Now, I want to get to the details of the deal itself, and then we'll get to how Israel is responding to it because they are not happy. Remember, Israel's main goal is to be
World
the
domination.
hegemonic power in that region of the world. That's the reason why we're not even done with the war against Iran, and they're already ramping up to start a war against Turkey. So the idea
That could be why they don't have rotations. They're scattered all over the place, our military and supply ships. That could be why they got the Lincoln sitting there waiting for their relief.
that Trump is opening the door to possible uranium enrichment for the Saudis, that's infuriating them. So this is part of the reason why I think that what Trump has just done is open the door for potential war against Saudi Arabia, especially if we remain allied with Israel. So let's talk.
Ain't it weird how all this is going on? Like, just like COVID, remember how everybody was in sync? All these countries that hated each other are all of a sudden working together.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're sitting here doing this now.
Because they always have.
It's like they all said, okay, let's go into the wartime scenario for the next few years. Okay, let's do it. Like, so
A little bit about the deal itself. I want to be clear that this is not a novel idea. This is not something that Trump thought up out of nowhere. This was actually part of negotiations that began under the Biden administration.
Oh.
So before October 7th, the Biden administration was considering a similar move for Saudi Arabia. However, they had a pretty big caveat. There was a condition. The condition was going to be that the civilian nuclear program.
All right, so there's that. I'm not going to get into the war. I don't like the wartime propaganda and stuff there, because that's what it feels like. It's psyops, psychological operations, because you can't confirm it. You can only go off what they tell you, and then they passed the Smith Modernization Act under Obama. So keep in mind they're using that as well, which means they can legally lie to us. So what they're saying to us isn't what's really happening.
Centers for all these detention centers they are building across the country. Who are they for? Why did they just put up a $1.5 trillion budget for the Defense Department, including ICE, weapons, military? Why is
how they get $1.5 trillion budget, yet they get their sailors are eating green eggs and ham?
Trump trying to get military to do stuff domestically in this country? Why ICE has expanded, broadened powers across all platforms. You don't think that's weird?
No.
Broad sweeping powers, impunity. Guys, if you don't realize, and we're arguing about trans people, what's coming? Something is coming. They all have bunkers. All the elites have bunkers. I have a friend that does excavations. His orders are up 350% to excavate underground, to prepare people's homes and areas for bunkers. Something's coming, guys. I mean, none of this makes sense. And then we got these guys that are actually going against the Constitution. Flock cameras, surveillance. You don't think they're going to watch us destroy each other once they unleash all hell? Why do we have detention centers that can hold millions of people? Some of these detention centers can hold 100,000, 150,000 people. Why? You tell me. I mean, maybe I'm paranoid, but none of this makes sense. This has never happened in the history of this country. They feel it's getting out of control, and they're going to take back the reins. And they're going to be watching us from their bunkers destroy each other. Classism, man, and we're falling for it. This is for entertainment. Who are the detention centers for?
Right? Like we said, they were showing you they have bunkers, right? That's what they're hoping that we'll take each other out, or or take ourselves out, I guess.
I'm gonna walk by and laugh
But
at
you know
them.
what? We're
Good work.
not going to do that. We're not going to do that.
Some people might do that. I'm just gonna laugh at them. If you get out there and you got a loose cannon, and you're idiotic,
Yeah, you don't want to.
out of control,
You
then
don't
you
want to
get what
do
you got
that.
coming.
You don't want to
That's
do
all I'm
that.
saying.
Right. We're past the point of the 4-minute militia, all that stuff. They got. They have tools that's beyond that, so you don't even want to do that. But there is constitutional ways we can do this. And play the 17th Amendment thing.
To attack, drop a bomb on its own soil and frame Iran for it, to rally the troops of America to go off and fight for the pedophiles at the top. That's right. An intelligence leak has come through. The reason that Joseph Sumar relieved his duty of the USS West Virginia nuclear submarine was because he was approached by Pete Hegseth and the higher ups in the Pentagon to carry out this mission, and he refused. He flat out told them that he refused to carry out that mission, that he would not drop bombs on American soil when there was no threat.
Operation Northwoods.
This is what's coming. Just as the Black Swan event that happened in 9/11 was portrayed and was done by Israel and the United States so that they could attack Afghanistan and blame Osama bin Laden. None of that was true. Just as none of this, which they are saying on the news about Iran, saying that they are planning to attack U.S. soil with nuclear weapons. That is all a false flag. It is a false flag created by the United States government. This is what's coming. But the United States government has relieved that nuclear submarine commander, and the new one will definitely drop the bomb on American soil. This is what's coming. Do not be fooled. And to hide this, the United States government will 100% sink that submarine to the bottom of the ocean, and you'll never see any of those sailors again. That is what the American government is willing to do to hide their hand when it comes to underhandedness. So this is what's coming. There's a false flag. America will bomb the United States to frame Iran for it, so that the United States can rally the troops and send hundreds of thousands of American men and women off to be killed to fight Iran. This is what's coming. Prepare your families. Do not be deceived.
Right? And then we said that. We've been saying that. They're going to do a false flag. Blame it on Iran. Why do you think they're ramping up the Muslim scare?
Yep.
The Red Scare 3.0.
Oh.
Right? They did that during World War I, right? World War II.
Yeah, we bombed ourselves to get into the war.
Yeah. I mean, think about Operation Northwoods. We covered that. They were willing to do that. That's
under Kennedy, right? From Cuba. That's what they keep speaking about, Cuba.
Yeah.
Right? You don't think that's the case?
They won a war with Iran. Bad.
And here's your what's that? Oh, 17th Amendment?
Yeah. Where is it?
Like, take this off the screen. There we go. All right. That. There we go. Add your screen. There. All right. So here's your 17Q kill switch.
It's the kill. Read it what it says.
Yeah. The 17th Amendment broke the founder's kill switch.
Year. And one of the biggest changes came from the 17th Amendment. But it didn't just alter the mode of electing federal senators. It actually broke a process the framers built into the system. A constitutional kill switch to literally, as they put it, end the federal government. So on this episode, it's the absolute safeguard for the states that the government-run schools never teach. But first of all, before getting to that, welcome. And thank you for joining me here on the Path to Liberty. My name is Michael Bolden with the 10th Amendment Center, and this is the show for Wednesday, August 12th, 2026. So let's kick it off. On July 25th, 1788, William Davey rose to speak in the North Carolina Hillsborough, the ratifying convention. He was one of the framers, one of the delegates at the Philadelphia Convention in 1787. But on this day, he was specifically rejecting anti-federalist claims and fears that the new Constitution would consolidate power, consolidate the system, and destroy the states in practice, effect, or more. And he said, what? You've got to be kidding. Look right here. It's actually the other way around. He said, if the state legislatures think proper, the government must be destroyed. And think about it, for the founders, for the old revolutionaries, the notion of abolishing a government that gets out of hand, especially 12 years after the Declaration of Independence, that wasn't radical at all. And here from the Declaration, that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it. Now, Davey was talking about Article 1, Section 3, Clause 1 of the proposed Constitution. And when ratified, this originally provided that the 2 senators for each state, unlike what we have today, where they're elected by a popular vote, they were actually elected or chosen by state legislatures. It reads, the Senate of the United States shall be composed of 2 senators from each state, chosen by the legislature thereof for 6 years, and each senator shall have 1 vote. And they also included a rotation of sorts, so that the entire Senate wasn't up for re-election every time. It was a third every couple of years. And this is in Clause 2. Immediately after they shall be assembled in consequence of the first election, they shall be divided as equally as may be into 3 classes, and the goal, so that 1/3 may be chosen every 2nd year. Now, before getting into how the founders told us that Article 1, Section 3, Clause 1 of the Constitution is actually the kill switch, in their words, the power to end or destroy the general government, we could say abolish, we first need a little more background, and we got to start with the Articles of Confederation. Here in Article 5, it says that each state would annually choose their delegates. They didn't call them senators or representatives. They were delegates, agents of the states in a purely federal system. And, well, they also had the power to recall them at will. It says specifically, for the more convenient management of the general interests of the United States, delegates shall be annually appointed in such manner as the legislature of each state shall direct. So they were very familiar with the process of the state legislatures choosing, we'll call them representatives or delegates to Congress. They also had a power reserved to each state to recall its delegates, or any of them at any time within the year, and to send others in their stead for the remainder of the year. Now, a quick side quest, because every time I discuss the 17th Amendment, I get a pretty decent number of people who tell me that prior to the 17th Amendment, the states had the power to recall. And if we mean prior, we mean the Articles of Confederation, that's correct. But during the ratification debates, the anti-federalists repeatedly complained that the Constitution would not have that same power. It's not in there, and the Federalists repeatedly said they didn't want it in there. The anti-federalists lost on that one, but if you want more detail on it, I did a full episode, about a half hour long, a couple of years ago. 17th Amendment myth busted. There was no recall power. That'll be included. Alan will set up the show notes over at 10thamendmentcenter.com/path-to-liberty. Now back to the Articles of Confederation, Article 5. Each state could have as few as 2 delegates, as many as 7 delegates, and there were a rotation and term limits. It says no state shall be represented in Congress by less than 2, nor by more than 7 members, and no person shall be capable of being delegate for more than 3 years in a term of 6 years. And whatever each state decided they were going to have for their delegates, whether they have 2 or 3 or 7 or whatever, each state still had one single equal vote. It wasn't one for each senator. In determining questions in the United States, it says in Congress assembled, each state shall have 1 vote. Now, they did remove much of this going into the Constitution for these United States, but they did include that nuclear option, that kill switch, to end the general government that we're going to cover in just a few more minutes. But the Federalists repeatedly told us that the system was built on the mode of choosing senators. This was a huge part of it, and that would keep the new system at least partially federal, or a federal republic. Here, Fisher Ames in the Massachusetts Ratifying Convention, who was one of the big government guys at the time, kind of on the Hamiltonian end of the spectrum. He said, this article, referring to Article 1, Section 3, Clause 1, this article seems to be an excellence of the Constitution and affords just ground to believe that it will be in practice, as in theory, a federal republic. And John Dickinson, who we often refer to as the penman of the American Revolution here, but he was also, I call him, the father of the Articles of Confederation. He was probably the lead drafter of that document. But during the constitutional debates, he was a Federalist. He was an important framer in Philadelphia, but he also was a leading advocate for the new system. And here in his Fabius letters in 1788 during the debates, keep in mind, he was the guy in Philadelphia who literally made the motion in the convention to have senators chosen by state legislatures. There were other important people in that compromise, of course, Roger Sherman, Oliver Ellsworth, and others. But Dickinson is the guy who made the motion in Philadelphia to say this is going to be the system. And in Fabius, he emphasized that the Senate was set up intentionally to represent the sovereignty of the states. In other words, a system of federalism. He said, though small, let it be remembered that it is to be created by the sovereignties of the several states. And that's a kind of message we see over and over and over. I just got one more here from Tench Cox, reiterating this view in his essay of a Freeman. I think it's his second one in January of 1788. He said the Senate will be representatives of the several state sovereignties. Now back to William Davie, again, July 25th, 1788, North Carolina. He referred to this whole thing as ensuring that the states were the heavy, load-bearing pillars of the entire system, the foundational structure of the Constitution. It's basically the old saying of the states created the federal government, not the other way around. He said the Federal Convention were as well convinced as the members of this House that the state governments were absolutely necessary to the existence of the federal government. They considered them as the great, massy pillars on which this political fabric was to be extended and supported. And as James Madison explained in the Virginia Ratifying Convention, this ensured that the Senate was 100% dependent on the states. He said this election of one branch of the federal by the state legislatures secures an absolute dependence of the former on the latter. And Tench Cox told us the reasoning, the goal. By making senators reliant for their existence on the states, they would be, at least in theory, less likely to violate the Constitution by trampling on the powers reserved to those states. He said, they will also feel a considerable check from the constitutional powers of the state legislatures, whose rights they will not be disposed to infringe, since they are the bodies to which they owe their existence, and are moreover to remain the immediate guardians of the people. Now, not everyone was on board with this kind of message. It was a very powerful argument, but the Senate itself was part of a big Federalist versus anti-Federalist clash. And during the ratification debates, it all kind of revolved around consolidation, centralization of power, the dreaded consolidation. And the argument was whether or not this system would lead to that or not. Everyone pretty much was saying that that would be a bad thing. The anti-Federalists definitely said it more often. For example, Patrick Henry said this was the greatest danger we face. He said dangers are to be apprehended in whatever manner we proceed, but those of a consolidation are the most destructive. And again, the Federalists often took a similar position on consolidation. They weren't as concerned about it happening. They thought they crafted the proper system to prevent it. But some Federalists, including some of the high nationalist kind of guys like Ames, maybe he wasn't all the way there, but he definitely was a big government guy. He said it as well. He said, too much provision cannot be made against a consolidation. And the Federalists repeatedly pointed to Article 1, Section 3, Clause 1 as the mechanism which would prevent the consolidation. Fisher Ames called it our best security against it. He said the state governments are essential parts of the system, and the defense of this article is drawn from its tendency to their preservation. So if the states are preserved, not just on paper, but really in practice and structure, then it can't be consolidated. That was the argument. He said the senators represent the sovereignty of the states. In the other house, individuals are represented. Even with this, a repeated, very logical, well-thought-out argument, the anti-federalists were not buying it because this wasn't their only issue with the Senate, not even close. And they repeatedly hammered on a long laundry list of problems that they had with the structure of the Senate. And this is another episode you should definitely check out. I did a full deep dive on that, again, about a couple of years ago. Alan will include a link to this in the show notes at 10thamendmentcenter.com/path-to-liberty. Repeal the 17th Amendment, ignored anti-federalist warnings on the Senate. Now, the Federalist rebuttal to the anti-federalist side goes like this. Okay, so you're worried about this new system consolidating all the states, destroying any remnants of federalism, and creating a singular national blob, a consolidated national system, but this is nonsense. For example, Judge Increase Sumner in Massachusetts pointed out that it's absurd to think that, at least in their view, it was absurd to think this because it could never happen as long as the federal government depended on the state governments for its very existence. And he walked through this. He said, but some gentlemen object further and say the delegation of these great powers will destroy the state legislatures. But I trust this never can take place, for the general government depends on the state legislatures for its very existence. When he gave a couple of examples, the president, he said, is to be chosen by electors under the regulation of the state legislatures. The Senate is to be chosen by the state legislatures, and the representative body by the people under like regulations of the legislative body in the different states. And in Pennsylvania, founding father, framer, and future Supreme Court Justice, he was on the first Supreme Court, James Wilson, made the same case. Briefly, he said the president and Senate cannot exist without the existence of the state legislatures. Now, both Fisher Ames and James Madison, these are leading voices in Massachusetts and Virginia, considered this clause, Article 1, Section 3, Clause 1, as the safeguard against consolidation. Here, we'll start with Fisher Ames, warning that the entire system would be a consolidated one, just like the anti-federalists were warning, if senators were chosen by popular vote. He said in that situation, but whom in that case would they represent? Not the legislatures of the states, but the people. This, he said, would totally obliterate the federal features of the Constitution. The founders understood a federal system as being one that represents different states in a type of a union or a confederation. It's a national system if only the people are represented, and they choose those representatives in however many branches of government by popular vote. So again, who would they represent if chosen by the people? They would no longer represent the states, but the people themselves, and would obliterate the federal features of the Constitution.
There you go. And that's it in a nutshell.
Yeah, so there's that option, right? The federal government about do away with the federal government because what happened is the states were independent. They're sovereign nations. They gave the federal was supposed to stay small. They gave too much power to the federal, and then the federal would withhold funding if they didn't do what they told them. So they really kind of put themselves in a bad spot. So they're going to have to, they can refuse anything the federal says, or they could do that, right? Or they could do the Article 5, right?
So we are literally living under the very government our founding fathers warned us about. After the signing of the Declaration of Independence, Elizabeth William Powell asked Benjamin Franklin, "What have you given us?" He replied, "You have a republic, madam, if you can keep it."
Mhm.
That seems like Benjamin Franklin's warning was prophetic, because here we are with a former constitutional republic that has been stolen by robber barons, corporations, and statists. The purpose of the Senate was the state government's voice in the federal government. The 17th Amendment turned the Senate into another House of Representatives, but with a 6-year term, and then you add the 16th, and you are guaranteed a giant, out of control federal government.
And that's what we have now, right? And now and that's what we were talking about. The what was it called? The Save America Act. They want to make all the elections federal. They want everything to be federal.
Everything.
And if that happens, that's it.
Yep. Oh,
Which they already passed,
sitting on Trump's desk.
sitting on Trump's desk while he's waiting to see the reaction of the people. But the courts can still strike that down, right? So that it's amazing to me people were willing just to let the president have all these powers, which is unconstitutional. That's when you get into dictatorship. That has happened in the past.
Remember, they were worried about Obama running for 3 terms.
Yeah.
Now they're okay with 4th term.
And that's scary. That
Scary.
and it happens because
Like you didn't know nothing during Obama.
not reading that. We're not paying attention to the bills. We're not paying attention to the Constitution, and we don't. Without the knowledge, we set ourselves up.
You know what the greatest trick in American politics is? They convinced working people that helping working people is fucking communism. Healthcare? Socialism. Affordable education? Socialism. Paid family leave? Oh, Jesus Christ. Get Stalin on the phone. But here's where this shit gets hilarious. We already have publicly funded services all over America. Fire departments, police departments, public schools, libraries, roads. Nobody calls 911 because their kitchen is on fire and hears, "Thank you for calling the Phoenix Fire Department. Before we extinguish your children, can you provide your fire care member ID?" Imagine if we ran the fire department like American healthcare. Firefighters pull up, your fucking house is engulfed in flames, and before anybody grabs the hose, some guy walks over with an iPad. Okay, good news. We can save the house. Oh, thank God. Now, are you currently enrolled in our premium fire protection plan? What? My fucking house is burning down. Right. Unfortunately, basic taxpayer coverage only includes us coming out and confirming that. Well, put the fire out! Absolutely. Unfortunately, extinguishing is an add-on. An add-on? Oh, and I see your policy covers kitchen fires, but unfortunately the fire has spread to the living room, and that's considered out-of-network combustion. Imagine accepting that shit. Nobody would. You'd say, what kind of psychotic system makes firefighters check your fucking insurance before saving your house? And then you'd drive to the hospital and participate in basically the same fucking conversation. Suddenly, nobody sees the joke anymore. But let a giant corporation need a subsidy? Well, apparently that's just capitalism having a rough afternoon. A bank gambles itself into a crater and needs billions from taxpayers? That's not socialism. That's stabilizing the economy. A defense contractor gets another billion-dollar contract to manufacture something we're going to ship halfway across the planet? That's just good old-fashioned American freedom. Funny how socialism becomes capitalism the second the check is written to somebody rich. And that's the scam. They've trained ordinary Americans to be terrified of programs that might actually benefit them, while barely questioning enormous government expenditures that benefit corporations, contractors, and wealthy interests. And here's the beautiful part. They got you fighting each other over it. Left versus right, Republican versus Democrat, socialist versus capitalist. Meanwhile, the people with the money don't give a shit what bumper sticker you have. They're buying influence. They're lobbying politicians. They're shaping legislation. They're collecting subsidies, contracts, and tax advantages while you're screaming at your neighbor because somebody suggested your insulin shouldn't bankrupt you. That's not a free market. That's a market where the people with the most money have the biggest fucking megaphone. So maybe the question isn't, is this socialism? Maybe the question should be, who exactly is the government spending our money on? Because apparently America already loves socialism. We just have a very exclusive fucking guest list.
All right.
All right, he broke that down good, right? They have you scared of things that you don't even understand what it is.
I'm like, wait, hold on. So wait, if we want our
And
money,
they do that on purpose.
that's socialism? Oh,
I mean,
okay.
everyone wanted free electricity, right? That's
Right.
socialism.
Oh, free healthcare? Oh, you want
Free healthcare, socialism. See,
I
they
do-
have it.
I
Go
hope
ahead.
that you get the National Guard or whoever that are going to take care of these Agent Smith types in the corporations and the government. Like somebody's got to be, because you can say things over and over in different ways and they can't hear you. And they are Agent Smiths, like just how they can't hear you. It's very frustrating. And then we start jumping up and down. They just kind of laugh at you. They're like, I can't do anything. Sorry, lady. So somebody's got to be able to handle them because it's they're beyond anything. Like you could probably knock them in the nose and be like, sorry, that didn't help, did it? Come back next week.
Right. So we have a big problem because we have a system where pretty much all the branches seem to be compromised, right? So there is steps for that. I don't know if it's too late, but I don't know, man. We should have done this a long time ago. We could have had. So it says if all branches fails, there's they have state sovereignty and state level action. States remain independent constitutional entities even if federal institutions collapse. State attorney generals can prosecute corruption. State courts can issue rulings independent of the federal influence. State legislators can investigate and expose wrongdoings. States can form alliances to resist unconstitutional federal actions. This is the first constitutional firewall. So the states, it's the powers in the states, right? You can also do citizen grand juries. Grand juries are composed of ordinary citizens, not officials. They can issue indictments. So this is where the people's power comes in. The people, the citizens, can issue indictments, demand evidence, investigate corruption, compel testimony. Grand juries cannot be fully controlled by a corrupt institution because they are drawn from the public. Congressional impeachment, that hasn't gone very well. Congress can impeach president, Supreme Court justice, federal judges, cabinet officials. Impeachment does not require any of the federal courts. Or you can do Article 5 Convention of the States. If Congress is compromised, the states can bypass it entirely. With 34 states, a convention of states can restructure federal institutions, impose term limits, reform the Supreme Court, limit federal power, create new accountability mechanisms. This is the founders' break glass in case of emergency option. So, special counsels and independent prosecutors. Even if the DOJ leadership is compromised, independent prosecutors can appoint, they can investigate, indict, prosecute. Their authority comes from statute, not political loyalty. And the First Amendment power, which people have done, expose the corruption, organize, petition, assemble, pressure institutes, support whistleblowers. Public exposure has historically forced reforms even when institutes resist. Non-violent civil resistance, right? Boycotts, strikes, mass petitions, peaceful demonstrations, public refusal to comply with unconstitutional actions. This is how civil rights were won, women gained the vote, corruption systems were dismantled. An ultimate constitutional principle. Sovereignty returns to the people. Okay? The founders wrote this explicitly. All power is derived from the people. If every institution fails, elections, courts, Congress, agencies, etc., the people retain ultimate constitutional authority through collective action. State power. This is not chaos. This is constitutional order being restored by rightful owners. Right? So rigged elections, corrupt branches, no accountability, retaliation against whistleblowers. The people are not powerless. The Constitution gives them state power, grand juries, impeachment, convention of states, special counsel, public exposure, nonviolent resistance, ultimate sovereignty. These steps exist specifically because the founders expected corruption and built safeguards that do not depend on any single branch. So we have been exposing the corruption. That's what everyone's been doing. They might have to do a convention, Article 5, or we just ultimately take all the power is what we're going to, looks like we might have to do.
So you did not inject GP1, PP14 developed by my people, the Israelis at MIT with HIV in it, right? No. Because that's exactly what it is. This is a jet by the Israelis. Getting rid of all you Americans. You're all part of the land of Edom. They consider Donald Trump their Mashiach. I don't know if you know this. You know that they gave Donald Trump the silver crown of the Torah recently, which is to be put on the head of the Messiah. You know this? Who was it? 163 Orthodox rabbis. Oh, wow. Came together at Trump's golf course and handed him the silver crown. Do you know any of that? Nope. They gave him a menorah about 2 weeks ago. On the bottom, the scripture says the Prince of Peace, an utterance out of the prophet Isaiah for the Mashiach, the Messiah. Do you know that happened? So you guys have no idea that they, in Israel, the Knesset, and in the Sanhedrin have proclaimed Donald Trump the Messiah. Nope. You know none of this. They gave Trump the silver crown of the Torah. Got that? That's the silver crown of Jerusalem. This is to be given to the Messiah and the Messiah only. And 163 Orthodox Jewish rabbis gave Donald Trump the silver crown of the Torah. I worked 4 years on Trump's campaign team. These guys are, this is the inscription, which you can't read, but you can read it here. They're calling him the Prince of Peace. This is an utterance out of the prophet Isaiah. Donald Trump is considered the Mashiach of Israel, the Messiah, according to these rabbis who run your country. The whole COVID agenda was done by Zionist Jews, and they want all you people dead here in the land of Edom. They consider Donald Trump the head of Edom. They're going to kill you people off with this injection. You're considered Amalek, and they want all you people dead. My Instagram is Trump_played_you. Trump played you. My son's dying from this shot that Donald Trump brought out through a military operation, Warp Speed, March 27, 2020, approved by the DOD. Warn your fellow Americans. This whole thing, by this COVID agenda, is all dual citizenship Zionist Jews. I used to be a hardcore Zionist. They want all you people dead, and Trump is their Messiah. Make no mistake of it. He will return.
Go Trump.
Go Trump. Yeah, Trump's gonna kill all you people.
What do you think about that?
I think it was a good video.
Yeah, I mean, I know they do have videos where they gave him that crown thing,
They got,
right? They did call him the Prince of Peace.
It's called Trump Heights,
and so
Trump Heights.
yeah,
They're idol worshiping was what's funny.
I don't know.
It's the idol worship.
Yeah, right.
That's what's
But
crazy.
you know, he
Like,
could
they
also
flip on them.
he could also become their antichrist, right? Because they're looking for a physical return of Christ
When it already
to
happened.
actually turn back on him. So we'll see what happens. But that's
The return of Christ happened already. You can go to Revelation chapter
According-
20.
according to him.
1,000 years of peace
That's
already
what-
occurred.
And it does kind of seem that way right now, doesn't it?
Mm.
I don't know. What's your thoughts?
All right. Sorry, my name is Chester Mitchell, and I'm going to get into 1 second here, pull up my speech here. But council, or should I say crooked deep state politicians and swamp creatures, I'm here today because just last week, my beloved president, the Lord's anointed, and my idol, Donald J. Trump, was nearly killed in a pathetic assassination attempt by a skinny little soy boy libtard cuck. They couldn't have weighed more than 100 pounds soaking wet. And the only way this was made possible is because it was an inside job orchestrated by a clone of Hillary Clinton and her swamp minions. Because as most of you know, the real Hillary Clinton is not alive with us today because they killed her a long time ago in Guantanamo Bay. But this is the last straw. And we the people will not be quiet any longer. We will fight to the death to save our beautiful country in the name of Donald J. Trump. And just as Jesus Christ was hated without a cause, then later crucified, for the past 8 years,
Sheepdog, you're muted. Okay.
Oh, that was satire. Yeah,
Yeah.
just satire. Then he gets into the sheepdog going on and all that stuff. We'll go ahead and go on to the next.
Well, I shared it before.
Oh, you shared it?
Yesterday, I think.
been crucified by the fake news media and libtards. And just like Jesus Christ rose from the dead on the third day, Donald Trump will rise and win the 2024 presidential election.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is called the Noticers.
I'm gonna share a secret you were never supposed to know. And once you learn it, you can't never go back. You see, Jesus ain't returning. He's already done that. And those old buildings, the ones we can't rebuild, is the proof you need to drive an axe through that shield. History was fake to cover up their lies, and the school books altered, which comes at no surprise. We're in the short season. Give our battle cry, as we make our stand. We are in the short season, where even the elect are deceived. We are in the short season, and the enemy's time is up. We are in the short season, sound the battle cry as we wake God's army up. All those ancient buildings founded in 1894 were actually built a long time before. And the ground that you walk on that look like the basement door is really the 3rd floor. After Jesus left and Satan was unchained, the earth shook as it broke off the chains, and the mud rose in spears across the lands from China to Washington. The beliefs had left and went to the camp of the saints, and those who still talked of him were declared insane. And those who hated Jesus started their campaign. We're in the short season. Give our battle cry as we make our stand. We are in the short season where even the elect are deceived. We are in the short season and the enemy's time is up. We are in the short season. Sound the battle cry as we wake God's army up. For all you who don't believe, get it. Geneva Bible and you'll see you've been deceived. Jesus already returned, and that's why everything right now is upside down. There's never an end to war, and politicians never stop lying. And the people doing all the killing keep claiming they're the victim. And the Rothschilds paid to change the Bible from Palestine to Israel. And 2 Old Testament scriptures and move them to today to get you to go along with all the lies they say. Talk this part. See, this was a plan that worked on for 100 years. When they couldn't wipe out all the believers because the message was so true, they changed words in the Bible to deceive you. Went from Palestine to Israel. From Judean to Jew, everything was designed just to deceive you. And you can look at the old Bibles and you will know what I say is true. They did all of this to hide it from you. We're in the short season. Give our battle cry as we make our stand. We are in the short season where even the elect are deceived. We are in the short season and the enemy's time is up. We are in the short season. Sound the battle cry as we wake God's army up.
Privilege.
I want to thank you for listening. I've been writing songs now for about 20 years or more, and I know it's the best way to share the most important messages because they can reach people who wouldn't normally hear what we all believe. If you enjoyed this song and you'd like to get a download of it, have an entire album, remixes of it, you can get it in the description below. Your donations help us to fund what we're working against $1 billion industry or more trying to deceive the nation. If you love these songs, they are powerful. And remember, guys, it will help you understand and know that you are not alone in what you believe. There are millions of us, some silently sitting in the background, waiting for leaders like you to take a stand. All right, guys, thank you for listening.
Is it proof you need to drive an axe through their shield? History was fake to cover up their lies, and the school books altered, which comes at no surprise. We're in the short season. Give our battle cry as we make our stand. We are in the short season where even the elect are deceived.
Right? Yeah, I agree. It's going to be us, right? So when we stand up, billions of us, millions or billions worldwide, right? Everyone's standing up, and you will see the power. But we got to come together. We got to not put up with this crap anymore. It ain't gonna be Trump. Not gonna be Trump. It's us. Like I told you, all powers inherent in the people. Why do you think they put that in there?
Look at the Bible. It shows you how
Because
the authority.
they knew the power of people, and when they come together, and that's the power that they have, we forgot. We gave it to somebody else. And then when you give your power to somebody else, they do what they do to us. And we don't want to lose any more people. But unfortunately, we're losing them daily. Right? I posted there was another podcaster that took their life. I didn't know. I've never heard of her. She's apparently on Spotify. Right? So
Yeah, what's her name?
Jen, can't remember. Freedom, Jennifer. No, Rebecca Freedom.
Rebecca Freedom. So this is from the Christian Network, guys. Go click like, subscribe if you like. Christian Network. That's where I got that video from. Jesus built the castles. So if you go to 1213, King John, when he got his head cut off and they lost the land, and then that's when the
Treaty of
the Pope
Versailles.
took the land. So we've been fighting wars for the land, and the Pope has had it the whole time through Peter, because he had, but it was all under duress. So therefore, everything's null and void.
The Treaty of Versailles.
Treaty of
right?
Versailles, yeah. 1213. His name was John.
Yeah, King John.
King John. Yeah. They got him and had him sign all that over. The Pope took it from Peter. Well, we gave it to Peter, and then Peter lost it to the Pope. They hung Peter upside down, right?
Yes.
Upside down world.
Yes.
Ever since then.
Everything went upside down.
Right.
Right. And Pope rescinded it, right? Rescinded it. So it's ours now. We just got to take it.
And that was
We
the beginning
rescinded
of the lie.
Discovery.
1213 right here. King John.
Wow, it says there's only 15 views. It was done 3 hours ago, that song.
Well, he's a smaller channel, and a lot of people don't want to hear that they've been lied to.
Yeah, I mean,
there's only 2 likes. I'm 1 like, and you're probably the other like.
Yeah.
Right.
So
It's hard. It's hard to face that you've been lied to. It is. I mean, but it's something you have to accept. So that once you accept it, then you can think of ways to change things, right? And that's what's needing. It doesn't matter what you believe, whatever. Just what's going on. You should be seeing exactly what's going on and what it is that we need to do. Whatever it is we need to do, but you don't want to go up in arms. Don't want to do that.
Yeah.
He told you the option. It's in the Constitution of all the stuff we can do, or we just stand up and just say, that's it. We're not buying nothing. We're not participating, and y'all are just going to let them crumble.
I'm going to read this real quick. Once upon a time, I have to say that, before the year 1066, the people of England held a loyal title to their land. Not even the king could take the land for not paying a tithe. William the Conqueror came in 1066 and stole the king's title and took the land of the people from William I in 1066 to King John. All right, 1199. England was in dire straits. It was bankrupt. The king evoked the law of mortmain, the dead man's hand, so people couldn't pass their land on to the church or anyone else without the king's permission, which is what modern day probate. So without mortmain, the king would lose the land he controlled. The Vatican didn't like that because the king owed a lot of pounds to the Vatican. Why? Because King John refused to accept the Vatican's representative Stephen Langton, whom Pope Innocent III installed to rule England, religious or in fact. In 1208, though, England was placed under papal interdict. Interdict means a probation. King John was excommunicated, and in trying to regain his stature, he groveled before the Pope and returned the title to his kingdoms of England and Ireland to the Pope as vassals, and swore submission and loyalty to him. King John accepted Langton as Archbishop of Canterbury and offered the Pope a vassal's bond of fealty and homage. 2 months later, in July of 1213, King John was absolved of excommunication at Winchester by the returned Archbishop of Canterbury, Langton. On October 3rd, 1213, by treaty, King John ratified his surrender of his kingdoms to the Pope as Vicar of Christ, who claimed ownership of everything and everyone on earth as tradition. Question 1. Where in the Bible did Jesus give any man this kind of power over all men and land? He didn't. He did not create a religion, nor did he create the office of the Pope. Question 2. Can you have a third party break a contract between you and another person under duress? Don't those of you who are forced into contract reserve all your rights under modern UCC 1-207 and claim UCC 1-103? So the contract, or Treaty of 1213, was between two parties. Now the barons of England would not put up with being slaves anymore, so they took the sword and made King John sign the Magna Carta. That's where the Magna Carta came in. Right? So doesn't this act of the barons violate the principle of natural law? When they created the Magna Carta as having no force and effect upon a contract between two parties, well, Pope Innocent III, the other contracting party, thought so, for he declared the Magna Carta to be unlawful and unjust, as it base and shameful, whereby the apostasy is brought into contempt, the royal prerogative diminished, the English outraged, and the whole enterprise of the crusade greatly imperilled. Quoted from G.R.C. Davis, Magna Carta, trustee of the British Museum, London, 1965. The Pope, in order to introduce strife in England and Ireland that would help him, use Jesus' teachings to his advantage. That is verified in the Gospels by two of his apostles. So, Saint Levy, which you can go to Mark 2:14, Luke 5:27, alias Matthew, cites Jesus at Matthew 10, chapter 10, verses 34 to 36, and then you can look at Luke 12:49 and 51 through 3. Nothing reveals the antithesis of government and religion more clearly than these facts. Question 3. What did the contract of 1213 AD create? It created a trust or a contract. Only two parties, the king's heirs and the Pope, can break the contract. Think about that. Who are the heirs? The Battle of the Heirs. Remember that WWF between Vince McMahon and Trump, right? Battle of the Heirs.
Yep.
Only the two parties, the king's heirs and the Pope, can break the contract. For the trust contract cannot be broken as long as there are heirs to both sides of the contract. So at this time in history, we now know who controlled the kings of England and the land of the world. For now, we have the Pope claiming the whole Western Hemisphere, besides Europe. The Holy See of Antioch ruled all the easterly side, and the Holy See of the Alexandria ruled the western side. So there was a conflict, right? So on with the story. The king's explorers had come to America and to claim dominion over the land by deceiving and murdering the natives, the American Indians. The king operated under the Treaty of 1213, and everything was going along okay until the 1770s. Dun, 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 when a bunch of rogues called the Founding Fathers decided they wanted the benefits, but not pay the taxes to the king. They, being lawyers and professional educated men, didn't know they were still under the Pope's control. That's what I'm saying. They're still under the Pope's control. Now what? They're fighting each other over the land.
Yeah.
Guess what? The Pope has the land.
Yep.
Their lies and fraud now will affect the American colonies and the people who lived on the land. So those common people who fought in the American Revolution, they were unaware that the 1213 Treaty still ruled, despite the fact that they thought the Magna Carta was a viable piece of work. The Declaration of Rights in 1689 declared the rights of the British subjects in England, and at the end of the English Declaration, it stated at Section 3 that should any of the rights just mentioned be in violation of the Holy Alliance, which is the 1213 Treaty, It is as if the Declaration was never written.
Mm.
So we know that the English Declaration didn't fly. So what makes you think that the 1774 Declaration of Rights in this British colony would work? Weren't these people doing the same thing as barons did in the 1215 AD to King John? A contract is a contract. Look at Article 1, Section 10, Clause 1 of the U.S. Constitution. Article 1, Section 10, Clause 1 of the U.S. Constitution. Can anyone obligate a contract? Were the founding fathers, quote unquote, founding fathers in quotations, trying to obligate a contract between two parties that still had heirs living today? Question 4. How important is the, and this is in quotes, ultimate benefactor? How important is the ultimate benefactor? The Pope, the Holy See, in the scheme of things, move through history till modern times and pull Public Law 88-244, which follows Public Law 88-243, the institution of the Law Merchants Uniform Commercial Code. Are you shocked that the Pope is listed in this public law? Doesn't the United States have an ambassador in the Vatican? Why? It is a government like all other nations such as France, Japan, Spain, or Brazil. The Vatican runs the world. It controls the British crown. Is it any wonder they separate man's church and government? They don't talk about the Lord Almighty's church government, do they? Organized churches are given special tax privileges because the Vatican dictates to the 60 United States trustees through the trust document, the U.S. Constitution created by the 1783 Treaty. Frontman for the Vatican, and Adams, Hartley, Lawrence, and Franklin, who were operating for the king and not the people of America. So look at Article 6 of the Constitution for the United States for your answers, as stated in the new history of America, quote unquote. You see that we are still under the Pope who rules over all the nations, as he declared he did back in 1213. But there's a catch to that. It was under duress. So therefore, it's null and void.
That's right.
So we need heirs to step forward.
Right.
1783 treaty did say in the opening statement, quoted exactly as it appears in Old English, quote, it having pleased the divine providence to defoe the hearts of the moft Serenity and moft torrent Prince George III, by the grace of God, King of the Great Britain, France, and Ireland, defender of the faith, Duke of Brunswick and Lauenburg, Arch Treasurer, and Prince Elector of the Holy Roman Empire, and of the United States of America. So emphasis added in the caps. Did you catch the last few words?
All caps.
This is from a king or man who can supposedly make no claim over the United States of America because he was defeated. So the king claims God gave him the almighty power to say that no man can ever own property because it, quote unquote, goes against the tenets of his church, the Vatican, Holy Roman Empire, because the king is the, quote unquote, elector of the Holy Roman Empire. So what about the secret treaty of Rona? It made the 22nd of November, 1882. Remember that? JFK was shot on that day.
That's right.
11/22/63, right? Well, let's go back to 1822 to 11/22 of November and 1822, which shows the power of the Pope and the Vatican's interest in the U.S. Republic. So here is part of the secret treaty of Rona. Undersigned, quote, specially authorized to make some additions to the Treaty of the Holy Alliance after having exchanged their respective credentials, have agreed as follows. Article 1 says, the high contracting powers being convinced that the system of the representative government is equally as incompatible with the monarchical principles as the maximum of the sovereignty of the people with the divine right, engaged mutually in the most solemn manner to use all their efforts to put an end to the system of representative governments in whatever country it may exist in Europe, and to prevent it being introduced in those countries where it is not yet known. Article 2, as it is doubled, that the liberty of the press is the most powerful means used by the pretended supporters of the rights of nations to the determinant of those of princes. The high contracting parties promise reciprocally to adopt all measures to suppress it, not only in their own state, but also in the rest of Europe. So Article 3 says, convinced that the principles of religion contribute most powerfully to keep nations in the state of passive obedience, which they owe to their princes. The high contracting parties declare it to be their intention to sustain in their respective states those measures which the clergy may adopt with the aim of ameliorating, AMELIORATING, their own interest, so intimately connected with the preservation of the authority of the princes, and the contracting powers join in offering their thanks to the Pope for what he has already done for them, and solicit his constant cooperation in their views of submitting the nation. That's why the banks and the land
Yes.
go together hand in hand. Do we have a false God before us and worship him and his church instead of the real Lord Jesus and his government? So the divine right of kings exists in Clinton and every governor of the states in corporate union. Well, let me go on record and say that the Lord gave me the same right as the Pope claims was given to him. Am I not a steward upon the land of the Lord as mere sojourner? So the same as the Pope? Are not you also a steward? Are you not also a steward? Did the Lord make a covenant with Adam and Eve to subdue the earth and reign over the animals and to populate the earth? Doesn't the contract still exist? Doesn't it exist with you also? And we, the true believers in that contract, can take all the nations, man's laws in the world and dump them in the ocean to regain our rightful place on this earth under the Lord's natural law, to thwart the contract between King John and the Pope that appears to defeat the original contract that the Lord made with man. So, yes, let us go back to the original contract and destroy the Vatican's control over everybody. So before 1066, the Pope did not claim all the land as the people claimed the land and didn't pay taxes on it to anybody. Didn't the Lord say to the people after coming out of Egypt, quote, "Why do you want a king when you have me and my contract? Which Lord do you want to live under? A Pope? A king? A president? Governors? Senators? Representatives? Or a real Lord called Jesus Christ?" Quote, Christians, end of quote, are ridiculed and put down because they read the word of the Lord correctly and could defeat even the best the Pope has thrown at them. So the King James Version of the Bible is just that, a version concocted by the king under the guidance of the Pope so as to hide the real truth. It was taught by the church I went to, which is government controlled as it has to be by the Treaty of 1213. Right? And reiterated in the 1783 treaty between the Pope's electors, King John and the first president of the United States, Sam Huntington, and Charles Thompson, secretary. So I read the passage when Jesus was on the cross from a very old manuscript that said, "Forgive them not, for they know not what they do. Forgive them not, for they know not what they do." This is different than what most people believe he said, which we believe it to be, or what we've taught. Forgive them, for they know not what they do. Bottom line is that when men write, transcribe, translate, update, and copy over thousands of years, they always alter the interpretation, words, and insert their own meanings. You can see this in just the 200 years that our country became separated from England, but still remains a colony under a different compact and use of clever wording. But that is another whole subject that you do not know about. So, eminent domain, we've been hearing a lot about that, and allodial title. Why and where did the eminent domain rear its ugly head?
Right. And he also
Think about that.
He also had a will with rural estates, castles, forest rights, and federal income, which was all absorbed by the crown estate. It still exists today by the crown. Crown took all his assets.
They took, yeah.
And he has millions of heirs, it says. Millions.
So why and where did eminent domain rear its ugly head? Right after the king's government was formed here in America. Eminent domain replaced the law of Mortmain, Mortmain, of England. And when the government wanted your land, they claimed what? Eminent domain. Are we not seeing this today?
Yes, we are.
Thereby destroying that to what people think they have, a lordal title.
Don't have it.
You don't have it. All these people claiming it. A lordal title only existed in America when the king granted the use of the land to the likes of William Penn, which is where, isn't that where Joe Biden went to college?
Penn
Isn't it
State.
Penn University?
Yeah.
In Pennsylvania? Come on. So, but it could be taken at any time. Are you or were your great grandfathers ever free to hold land that could never be taken away? Ask some of today's farmers and see how many lost their farms to the government. Ask them
right now.
And those farms belong to their past family. And I'll bet none of that land goes back to the 1789 era. Well, it's a wonderful world to live in the end times, isn't it? So read Revelations to see where the false preachers came from. Go ahead.
Who is the harlot?
Go read Revelation. You know the book your pastor doesn't mess with?
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason why.
Was the harlot the Pope?
The Vatican. I mean, think
It
about
was?
it. It talks about the harlot wearing the robes, the scarlet, wearing scarlet and the jewels and the gold and all that. Yeah, they wear the colors of the robes match the description in Revelations. They drink out of the gold chalices and all that. Yep. And they have the people call them father, right?
Right.
It's against
to call no man father except but me.
Yes.
Like we have to
But
use
yet y'all are saying, Father.
We have to use all of their laws against them to undo everything. But after that, we go back to natural common law, like natural law, universal law. You don't need all of this man-made nonsense. But by that time, everybody's heart and mind, soul will be cleaned up.
Right, but they use the Constitution now to go against them because that's what we hold them accountable. But when this is all over, a whole new structure has to be redone.
So does the Vatican come close with a mortal calling himself the vicar of Christ?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Does the Vatican come close with a mortal calling himself the vicar of Christ? Here is the definition of vicar in Webster's 1828 American Dictionary of the English Language. What is a vicar? It is a general sense of a person deputed or authorized to perform the functions of another, a substitute in office. Like until heirs come forward, here's the person that's going to execute and perform the functions. So the Pope pretends, all caps, to be a vicar of Jesus Christ on earth, right? Pretend. That's why they show us it, and it's like, man, why is that so weird looking? Why this? It seems like it's all. So to hold out as a false appearance, to offer something feigned instead of that of which is real. So to exhibit as a cover for something hidden. You bet your life that the Pope has something to hide. He is no more powerful than you are. The king is no more powerful than you. The American president and governors are no more powerful than you. You allow them to run your lives.
Why?
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 Thinkers, you cannot fight the Pope or the king on their contract, even though you are affected by the contract. You must go elsewhere for relief. Remember, the first contract in history, all right, which goes back with Adam and Eve, right? God with Adam and Eve. You had better because you were a part of it as an heir, and it is your saving grace. Why do you think the courts and courts of common law are despised, and government and states are taking action to stop them? So where the power lies where does the power lies when this happens? Clinton, the governors and Congress of the United States, and the legislators of the several states are only following orders. I'm sure this means today
Well,
would be
that was
Trump.
that. Yeah.
Today would be
They're
Trump.
just following orders.
Trump, the governors and Congress of the United States of Corporation, and the legislators of the several states are only following orders and delegate to the 60 U.S. trustees who always show up in bankruptcy generated mostly by IRS actions. Isn't that a starting point? So what do trustees administer? A trust? The Constitution is a trust, correct? It was created by the 1783 treaty, correct? So it is not the private man's trust contract, correct? Only those entering into the contract are under, all caps, the Constitution and are bound by it, correct? Look up the definition of under in words and phrases, and a good dictionary such as Webster's 1828 at Volume 2, 101. I, my dear readers, am not under some damn corporate trust constitution drafted in secrecy by the king and corporate lawyer esquires. You call them the founding fathers. That's why they worship George Washington,
Yes.
Adam Weishaupt, aka Adam
But
Weishaupt,
he was not the
aka
president.
Albert Pike.
He was the first president of the corporation.
So it was never my Constitution and never will be, but the Constitution does not apply to me, nor will it ever. That's why we say Constitution is for them. You got the Bill of Rights.
Right.
However,
And natural rights.
yeah. So, however, some of the states' representatives in 1776, which was created May 1st, Illuminati, realized that the Constitution was a commercial contract among the founding fathers to protect their financial interests in the Americans and in Europe. The Articles of the Bill of Rights is designed to keep those in the United States citizens who are bound by the Constitution contract from encroaching upon my natural law rights. So, with this hint in mind, you may discover where the IRS gets its purported power that makes you liable, because you claim to be under Constitution, but they will never admit it because only a few know the real reason, and they are not about to tell their agents. You know, Agent Smith. The same goes for any license issued to you by the corporate states. I hope you have read the Supreme Court cases of state and United States cited in my previous books that prove beyond any shadow of doubt I am correct in my previous two sentences. Yet, you always fall back into the trap by claiming citizenship of the United States. All right, and the states. No, you are not a citizen of the corporate or organic state if you want to be free. You cannot claim it is your constitution and remain free. You cannot claim representative and legislative and remain free. How about your estate? State and estate come from the same contract. Webster's Dictionary, 1828 defines estate in a general sense, fixedness, a condition, now generally written and pronounced state, the general interest of business of government, hence a political body, a commonwealth, a republic. But in this sense, we now use state. Get the picture? We are the riots tenure holding the estate of the king called your estate. And they've been robbing your estate for decades, sending all your money to Palestine, to Israel. Right? So in my previous books, I told the people a republic is a fraud, for then you belong into the estate of the king, which makes you a law merchant holding as a trustee the king's land that he is holding in trust for the Vatican. The states are the estate of the Vatican. King Cabal, with the money changers along for the ride, are a full-blown consortium, which includes the Congress, president, governors, etc. I do not want to drive you crazy, since you might not comprehend all that is here right now. But once you know the truth and let go of all you were taught by the government and the preachers, you don't become the drowning man grasping at the lies to stay afloat. So have you ever wondered why you were sinking while pleading case law and their constitution to protect you? Bye till next time. The Informer. Because the Pope claimed, why? Because the Pope claimed all lands as the vicar of Christ, and the king owed money, and the Vatican that was to be collected by the Church of England. The church reduced their parishioners to mere serfdom. When they died, the church got the property and the king. In order to preserve what property he had instituted, the law of Mordman, this prevented the people from willing the land to the Pope. So when the Pope got wind of this, he excommunicated the king. That's the explanation of why. So this is a fact that is documented in the English documents of history at the Leeds Library. So the conflict between each of the Holy Sees are controlling the Western Front, America, and the other controlling China, the China side, with the dividing of lime somewhere in Spain and France through Germany. So the Pope is the figurehead. Remember, and the best way to explain it is Congress is Alexandria and the Senate is Antioch. So why doesn't the Magna Carta hold more force and effect than a later contract between the king and the Pope? Because the Pope decreed it null and void, as it would break the contract he had initiated with the king. So the Magna Carta was a contract breaker by third parties, and that was a no-no in any law. So besides, the Pope owned England, and how could the barons take the land that the king pledged, let alone all the serfs that the Pope still controlled through the Church of England? He can't. He can't. And so the Magna Carta was declared void. So now the Pope, through the front man, the king, could create the other contract called treaties. And no one is the wiser. So remember, the Pope was being controlled by the creditor, the Rothschilds, to whom the Pope was indebted. So why? It is clear as a bell that the Church, quote unquote, of God, G-O-D, is government of God, and man created all these religions and made churches for them. So man, cannot allow the government of the Lord, church upon this rock, to get in the way of the government of men. Now can they? So, New History of America by the Informer. People, you can read this for yourself in the American Council of Christian Laymen. Quote, how red is the Federal Council of Churches? End of quote. Madison, Wisconsin, 1949. Now you may better understand James Montgomery's latest as to why all the declarations, the Magna Carta, etc., have no effect. Read on to see why. So James Montgomery's British Colony III on the internet to further prove what I say, that the declared rights were also at the mercy of any previous charters or grants from the King of England. You must read Section 25 of the 1776 North Carolina Constitution. We'll read that. Section 25 of the 1776 North Carolina Constitution, Declaration of Rights, which states, and provided further that nothing herein contained shall affect the titles of or possessions of individuals holding or claiming under the laws heretofore in force, or grants heretofore made by the King II or his predecessors, or the late lords, proprietors of, or any of them.
And King George II was the son of King George.
So there is the beginning of the lies, and I've read this down.
Share that again. Share that out again.
Sure.
Yeah, we brought it a couple years ago too.
So there you go. There's that. Let me put that on there. There's Rumble. Put that link on there. There we go.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes sense. It's simple. It's
yeah.
Stop believing lie upon lie upon. Once it unravels, it's like, wow, we had problems. Now they're done. It's done. We're finished. See ya.
So you can go out there, you can civil war, you can get in them battlefields and fight each other over land.
Yeah, our fight's not with each other. Trust me. Right? So we just need to stand up. Really. And say we're not okay with all this.
Aren't you the heirs?
We're the heirs. Who do you think the heirs are? Yes, millions of heirs.
No.
Billions.
And that is it. We are 3 hours in. Fastest 3 hours in podcasting.
Wow, that was.
Owen likes to say that, but I think, we just knocked it out 3 hours. Like I told you, grab some popcorn, take restroom breaks. wasn't planning on bringing some of that towards the end, but it went with the video so people can understand
Right.
Satan's little season. Where Revelations chapter 20 and 4, that already passed 1,000 years of peace. It
Gog
talks
and
about
Magog.
they reigned and lived, past tense. It already happened for 1,000 years with Christ. So they don't want you to know that.
No.
They want you to keep waiting, waiting, and waiting, so that you never wake up and realize you're the heir. Every good father leaves behind an inheritance for his children. Are you not a child of the Creator of God? Are you not? Buckle up. Love and light.
Good night, everyone. Thank you for joining us.
Skinhead, deadhead, everybody gone. Situation, aggravation, everybody allegation in the suit on the news. Everybody gone. Bang, bang, shot, and everybody's gone. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. Beat me, hate me, you can never break me. Will me, thrill me, you can never kill me. Chew me, sue me, everybody do me. Kick me, kite me, don't jump like a right me. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. Tell me what has become of my life. I have a wife and two children who love me. I am the victim of police brutality. No. I'm tired of being the victim of hate. You're ripping me of my pride, for God's sake. I think they're coming to fulfill this prophecy. Set me free. Skinhead, deadhead, everybody gone past competition, recognition, everybody allegation in the suit on the news. Everybody gone. Black men, talk about the Indians. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. You know I really don't hate to see it. The government don't wanna see it. But if Roosevelt was living, he wouldn't let it be. No. Skinhead, deadhead, everybody gone back. The Jewish recognition, everybody litigation. Beat me back. You can never test me. Hit me, kick me, you can never get me. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. Some things in life they just don't wanna see. But if Martin Luther was living, he wouldn't let it be. No love. Everybody's gone. Situation, segregation, everybody allegation in the city. Everybody gone. You're the right. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. With TV, all I wanna say is that they don't really care about us.
Land of the free. Yeah. I got a deed in my hand, but it feels like a loan. Paying taxes on the dirt like the state really owns. Every year they come. weathered the rain. We've walked through the laughter. We've carried the pain. We've lost a few faces, found hearts that stay. Yet together we've risen with each passing day. When the world tried to shake us and hope felt so small, you answered with love. You were there through it all. You stood like a mountain when storms filled the sky. You gave us the strength to keep reaching up high. This isn't just friendship, it's family we found, built on faith and on love that's forever profound. No matter the distance, no matter the test, together we're stronger. We're simply our best. We got this. Together we'll stand, heart beside heart and hand in hand. Nothing can break what love has begun. Many together, united as one. We'll keep moving forward, come whatever may, lighting the darkness and showing the way. We'll rise every time, no matter the odds, with faith in each other and faith in our God. To the tribe that stood by us through every storm, you wrapped us in hope. You kept our hearts warm. The love that you gave can never repay, but we'll carry your kindness each step of the way. Every prayer that you whispered, every shoulder you gave, helped us keep fighting, helped us be brave. You reminded our hearts when the road felt too tough that love is the treasure and love is enough. We got this. Our voices are strong. Together's where every heart belongs. We'll lift one another. We'll answer the call. United in spirit, together through all. This journey continues. Our story's not done. The best chapters yet are still to come. With grateful hearts, we'll proudly say we got this together every single day. So here's to the tribe, the family we found, with hearts full of hope and feet on the ground. Thank you for walking this journey so true. We are stronger because of you.